We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
There will come a time when the curse of the one above will not be tolerated further, when the lineage of Cain will end, when the blood of Cain will be weak, and there will be no embracing for these children. For their blood will run like water, and the potence in it will wither. Then you know in this time that Gehenna will soon be upon you. Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night. So that, of course, means it's our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. Valley by Night. Or I should say Chronicle. I'll be your GM for the evening, Jason, from over at the Nerd Eternal Network. And joining me as usual will be Decca playing Blackjack, Eric playing Samuel, Rap playing Maeve, Sarah playing Jolene, and joining us from back behind Rap will be Duba playing Alexander. Let's see, where did we leave off last week?
Driving by a murder scene. Yeah.
Some people found a body.
And we let Samuel know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Samuel, you want to see a dead body?
Yeah. Samuel was informed. He called Luke. Told Luke about it. Said that, hey, some of your officers have already found this before my coterie did. And that, oh yeah, this was a poach in my territory.
Yes. This is the first you've had 3 attacks. You had a murder of a kind outside of your domain. There was a Toreador assaulted who is not that y'all are on friendly terms particularly, or really even particularly knew him. But he was basically a neighbor. Mm-hmm. You know, he had a block or two that was kind of his personal little domain. And now you've had this murder actually inside the borders of your domain.
Yep.
Was it like where relative? Is it like literally on the border? Is it like close to my farm? Is it close to his area?
Let's see.
If it's close to my farm, I'm going feral.
No, the Toreador's domain was, well, poop, I forget exactly. I want to say it was kind of to the southwest of your domain.
Oh no, I meant this one that's going on right now. This one that we drove by.
Oh, it's not exactly far from your domain or from your farm, but not like super close. I mean, it's
like over by Steelwood.
No, it was kind of here by the.
Wasn't it near the shopping mall?
Yeah, it was near the shopping. It wasn't in the shopping center proper.
It's like on the Valley Bend.
But yeah, well, yeah.
So we were like on this highway right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Carl T. Jones.
Yes.
So that's right next to your farm.
So yeah, it's fairly close, but it's around a shopping center, not around the the actual farmlands.
Okay. So it was ostensibly a city boy that got or a city person that got murked.
Yes, it was a woman, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, a woman.
Let's see.
She was like a waitress or whatever.
Or somebody who worked at one of the
woman
shopping
in an
centers.
apron, probably a worker.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So yeah.
Just to go over last time, let's see. I mentioned the Toreador that was attacked. That was Howard Trudeau.
Mm-hmm.
He had given y'all a slight description, or given Samuel one. Samuel, using his disciplines, managed to get a vision of the attacker entering a club. Turned out it was Maeve's club. She saw him being a bit of a creep with the ladies. And threw him out. Being suspicious of him, and I think having gotten the description from Samuel is what made her suspicious. She followed him. He wound up leading her into an alley and attacking her. Seemed surprised when he grabbed her that she was cold. They had a brief exchange. When Blackjack showed up, the attacker ran. They took her to the hospital. So there is like paperwork that she was attacked.
She also has a job, so it's fine.
Yeah. The job knows she was attacked. She'll need to walk around with, even after she's healed it up. She'll need to walk around with the bandages on her arms for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and then
Okay, I think we all have jobs. Anyway, continue.
Then you were taking Jolene home, which is when y'all passed, or got passed by the cops. Y'all decided to see what was up, and you passed by this other crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all on Tuesday, January 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Technically, if it's midnight already, it's probably gonna be it's Wednesday now.
Yeah.
Well, we're jumping now to when you were awaking
Sure.
Wednesday night.
Oh, you're jumping ahead to another day now.
Right. Just the following. You were on your way home. It was getting fairly close to
Okay,
dawn.
so yeah, we already dropped everybody off. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it was.
Cool. So yeah, so we'll be
Rouse
doing route checks.
checks.
Yes.
So yes, I will need rouse checks from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I finally get hungry. My first hunger of the game.
Duba, if you haven't
round
messed with the
3.
sheets much, it's the bottom, on the very bottom of the sheet, there's a button for rouse.
Jesus Christ, we're all getting hungry.
All of us need a burger.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm at 3 hunger.
Same, you.
Didn't you just feed last night?
Yeah, but then she roused.
And then the fighting,
Oh, yeah.
and when I roused, I got hungry.
And you'll probably need to rouse some more to heal those wounds.
He critted that rouse.
Yeah.
Nice first roll.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
So wherever Alexander is, he is waking up not hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Maeve said she was at 3 now.
Yeah.
Decca, you're at 2 because this is the first one you've had.
Yes.
And where is
I'm,
Samuel and Jolene at? Oh, Jolene's also at
Jolene,
3.
Jolene, I
Yep.
think, yeah, is also
Samuel's
at
at
3.
2 because he successfully hunted at the hospital
Mm-hmm.
last session.
I'm just gonna real quick slake mine on a cow. Just but I'm a lot nicer about it than Jolene is.
You don't even know that.
Yes, I do.
He brings the cows flowers.
He's seen Jolene drinking a soda. She chews on the straw. He knows what she'd do to his cow.
No, what she does is she just Capri Suns a chicken.
God.
Yeah, I would just like as soon as I get up and I feel that little pang, I'm like, okay, and then I just like real quick, come here, Bethany, it's okay, baby.
You have no problem slaking one hunger with a cow without harming it.
Yeah. And then he goes about the rest of his day, just kind of like doing his regular farm stuff.
You're probably trying to get that done quick, though.
Yes.
You have had
I'm trying to rush that.
You have had a violation of your domain, so.
Yes. But I still wanna put off the. I want to put off the veneer that like I am not phased by this, so I still want to go about business as usual. But I'm like texting the group chat meeting now, or when.
Okay. Jolene,
Yes.
you wake up and yeah, you're pretty peckish.
Oh yeah.
The beast is rumbling in your gut.
We're gonna wait and see when they say the meeting is, and decide then.
Okay. Blackjack has sent out a text asking when the coterie is meeting up.
It's usually Samuel's call.
He's the adult here.
The adult to your adult.
The adult to your adult.
1 moment.
Let's see. I said it was a Wednesday.
Yeah, he will send out a message that will say, "My place now."
We're headed over. Easy,
Yep.
easy peasy. This is also the third night for you, right? So you would have had, or do you have one more night for your ritual?
Finishing
I thought it's either tonight or tomorrow.
finishing tonight would be night 3,
Yes.
unless yeah, we're going chronological days, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, after tonight, that's when I have to make the ritual roll to see if the ritual was a success.
Okay. After
Oh,
tonight.
it's after tonight. Okay,
Okay.
that's how that works.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the part that's grr about it. Is it's like, yeah, night 1 and 2 are all right. Once you're done with night 3, though, that's when you make the row.
Well, you have to spend the time, and then you find out if it actually worked or not.
Yeah, basically.
Which is true of making most anything.
Okay.
Mm.
So yeah.
The way to Samuel's, Maeve is gonna
Yep.
eat.
All right. Before
Go
we
for it,
do
buddy.
that, Duba, did you have any ideals for Alexander's background already?
Ugh. I am quickly reading and trying to figure that out.
Do you have any issue with being new to the city?
No. I'll be okay with that.
Okay. Because we did a relationship map with the other characters before we started up because they were already a coterie. With you, I'm planning to introduce your character kind of new. Either after session or get on a little early next session. And we will go through the questions of like who's your sire and what's your relationship with him and a couple of NPCs that you know in town.
I'm sure, of course. I mean, if push comes to shove, I can happily try to get on earlier next go round and get that
Everyone
knocked out.
Everybody make a note of that.
But I mean, it
He's
won't
pretty
take very
good.
long, but it's just
No.
All right.
So yeah, we're all I'm driving my shitty Chevy. Actually, I probably would have gotten everybody else, so that'll give them time to like feed and whatever.
So I'm assuming you send the text out either while you're doing your farm work or right after.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you've been up a little bit,
yeah,
which will give
yes.
hopefully
absolutely.
the other two time to do a little hunting.
Yes.
Where is Maeve going to hunt? And has Maeve roused the blood to heal those wounds?
Not yet.
Is she going to do that now or after she's fed?
After she's fed.
Okay.
She knows she's getting hungry. So.
Let's say we didn't have time last session before we ended, but Samuel would have taken Maeve to his home and like patched her up a bit more fully.
Well,
Then-
the trick is with the vampire.
Yeah.
Patching her up with like medical supplies really isn't doing her any good. There's no
Yeah.
natural healing involved.
Yeah, but he would have like masked the injuries so they're not visible publicly. So when she does rouse the blood to heal, there's no visible change.
Oh yes, that makes sense.
to the injuries themselves.
Because I think she had heal 1 level last time,
Mm-hmm.
so the
Yeah.
cuts didn't look quite as bad.
Hmm.
So in your report, you put them down, so they weren't quite as bad. So yeah, it'd be 2 more. Was it 2 more or 3 more?
3 more.
That's
So it
right.
took
That's
4
right. That sucker did
superficial
4.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's superficial, so that is not hard to heal at all.
Yeah.
How many
Just
do
gotta
you
make
heal
sure I don't-
per? I can't remember if it's one per rouse check. Yeah, I think it's one per rouse check.
It's 1 per rouse check.
And then aggravated takes 2 rouse checks. And you can only do it like
yes,
once a day.
and I can only do that like twice, or once or twice a session.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, because I wrote down 3 rouse checks to fully like heal.
Alright.
And have that gone.
Alrighty, so what I want from you will be a hunting check. And if I recall right, you are the alley cat, so you go and you pick fights or you go out and assault people, basically.
Kind of. I mean, I go after like criminals. So. I forget which is what I will hold.
Let me see. Ah, yeah, systems of the blood. That's what I need. Hunting. Alright, strength and brawl is what you roll. Or
Yeah, no,
wits
but
and
I roll-
or wits and streetwise.
Yeah, wits and streetwise because that's there we go. Let's go and roll. I'm like in like the seedier part of town.
Mm. Let's see.
Ooh, 3 successes.
Alright. And let's see, there's not really a slum area particularly where you're at, but you know, there are places that are worse than others, and you know kind of where the criminal element hangs out. Now, of course, if you just hit them regularly every couple of nights, they're going to start prepping because they'll know somebody's out there messing with you.
Yeah, she like changes every now and again. Sometimes it's like close to her job. Sometimes it's close to there. Just depends on when she gets hungry at that time.
Okay.
Just to do a quick, like, you know.
And just for the record, your boss has given you the next couple of nights off.
Okay. Good to know.
All right. So you're stalking around, basically staking out kind of a known drug den. The dealers seem a little skittish tonight. Maybe the guy you hit last night's been talking. Though you got him so quick, he didn't really seem to even know necessarily what had happened. You do manage to kind of fall in behind someone as they're leaving the house. You're not sure if it's somebody that worked there, or if it was somebody that was just there buying, but let's see, you rolled 3 successes, yeah. But you manage to catch him when there are no cars on the road at right that moment. You manage to come up behind him, clamp your teeth down into him, and then sort of drag him to the side and into, in and amongst some trees. It's not real dense cover, but it's night. You're not somewhere where the street lights are, or where all the street lights are functioning.
Yeah.
Look at that weird couple making out over there.
You broke up a little bit there, Deco. What?
Say, look at that weird couple making out over there.
If anybody saw him at all, that would be about what they think.
Deca, you a robot, bro.
Yeah, because he does go kind of limp and kind of out of it. And for a few minutes afterwards, you're kind of buzzing a little bit. Which is the danger if you're feeding off of
Scum.
alcoholics or
Druggies.
when they're on something. Based on this, he had probably either just taken it and it hadn't really taken effect, or he was coming down from something. It's not enough to impair you. Like I said, it's just kind of a slight buzz. How much of your hunger are you going to slack on this guy?
At least 2.
Because I believe
enough
it's
to, kill him to save off all my hunger. Unless
but your hunger would be 0, and you do have 3 more heal checks or. Yeah, it was 4 total. So you got 3 more checks to make.
Yeah.
This guy is kind of the refuse of society, and your beast is really hungry.
Risk reward. What do you want to do?
I mean, he's
You
gonna have drugs on him. As long as you lick the wound closed, nobody's gonna think vampire. They're gonna think OD.
Would.
I just picture that the storyteller is role playing the beast right now.
Basically.
Yeah.
Just
You know,
do it.
you're only gonna have time to hunt. You're only gonna have time to hunt the once tonight. You know, considering Samuel's already sending out texts for everybody to come by his place.
And if I do get into a fight,
You know, and the killer you're tracking down, he's not being picky about his victims. That poor woman was just, making a living. Where this guy that you're sipping on, what's he worth it to anybody?
but he might have kids.
Man, you should have
They might be better off without him.
Damn.
Well, it's harsh, but it's a harsh world you live in.
It is.
That's true. We don't have kids in World's Darkness. Society has evolved past the need for kids.
Well, that may be true of the kindred.
Thematically appropriate. It
No,
actually
that's
hinted
childer.
that thin bloods can have children.
I know in the old rules, some of them could. You actually had rules for the damn fear. You actually had 2 different types of damn fear, because the kindred of the east could also have them. But that's nothing to concern yourself with.
Yet.
I'm curious how much hunger Maeve is going to slake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta make a
I'm
decision,
trying to
Maeve.
think.
You got your...
Chug.
Yeah, you know what? She'll slave off her hunger. She will have to heal up.
So you're draining him dry?
Sorry, guy, but this is it for you.
Alright. You are at 0 hunger. Now, do you want to rouse the blood now for your healing?
Probably rouse the blood now and then also on the way to Samuel's
Okay.
as well.
Go ahead and give me as many of the mini rouse checks as it's going to take 3 for you to heal up completely.
Don't forget to lick the wound closed. Pigeon.
Yes, she will do that. And
Early in the campaign
Kind of
like
prop
this, I will
him.
remind you. But later on, it'll be
and
up to
kind
you.
of prop him on the wall to look like he stumbled and was like kind of slumped down onto the wall
Okay.
to be like that is how he died.
You're kind of out in the neighborhood, so you've got this little space of trees, kind of the sidewalk, a little bit of trees, and then like somebody's privacy fence, so you can kind of slump him against that without any trouble.
And then it takes 3 rouse checks. So.
All right, that was 1 success. So you got a hunger there. That's 1 hunger you've got.
Success.
All right, so you're completely healed, and you are at 1 hunger.
There we go.
And all it cost the world was 1 kind.
Many
this
more
time
will
it's-
pop up in his place anyway.
About this time, it's probably when the truck drives up. Like,
Get in the truck.
To the truck.
good to go.
Good to go.
She belches loudly. All right. Oh yes, and Jolene needed to. So how is Jolene hunting? Is she going by Blackjack's farm, wait for him to leave?
How?
Yes.
Are there deer in this area?
Yes.
Okay.
Trust
That
me,
is
I
not
know
a
because this is the area where I had a deer come out and shoulder check my car,
Okay.
my poor little
Yes.
Fiesta.
She's just gonna go wandering around.
'Cause
I had three
have
people
the
in my car here.
you have the Belvin's Gap Nature Preserve. Basically, like if you look on the map, which I know our viewers
Yeah, it's
can't
like
see, but I got
butted right up against it.
yeah, all that wooded area around like the fancy the ledges up here, the fancy area Samuel lives in. It's not all nature preserve, but it's all wooded. There's deer all through there.
Hope that's not their area.
Now that is true. The wooded area is not really assigned to anybody. When it comes to things like hunting, wild animals really aren't something most kindred think about.
But thin blood, and she don't want to shake the boat.
Thin blood, you don't want to shake the boat, and you know the prince himself hunts there occasionally.
Yeah. She'll kind of walk along the borders, maybe.
Okay.
See if any deer are stupid enough to come out until... If one comes out, one comes out. If not...
Alright, so let's see.
Going hungry over to the meeting.
Urban parkland usually has a difficulty of 5. Which is kind of what this would count as, except you're hunting animals here and not people's. On the other hand, deer are going to be hard for a person to catch. And thin blood are as close to people as they are to regular kindred in some ways. But I'll say a difficulty 4.
I'd say one of her advantages, I think,
I
does
have
give her.
vampiric resilience, which pretty much...
Oh, okay. So you're more or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
At night, she's pretty much takes damage and does damage like a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just talking about being
But
fast enough and quiet enough to catch a
Oh.
deer physically.
She does have skill in or specialty in silent movement and hunting.
Okay. And you are a farmer. So it's
Oh,
composure and animal kin.
Roll an animal kin.
Let's see. Yeah, the usual hunting roll for a farmer is composure and animal kin. That strikes me as trying to keep an animal calm while you approach it. Going after a wild animal. Let me look at your. Let me pull your sheet up right quick.
Man, if only you had the person who has a specialty in animal can for keeping an animal calm.
Yeah, well, he won't let her caprice on the cows. So
3 of you have it.
I'm going to let you roll composure and survival.
so survival roll with composure as a stat.
Yes.
Would any of her specialties count since she's hunting?
Hunting would, yes, because that's a survival, and that's what she's doing.
Do I add anything to this?
Composure, survival, and your specialty gives you 1 dice.
1.
Yeah.
1 dice. Yeah.
So plus 1 dice for that
So-
specialty.
Modifier would be 1.
Yes. Alright, so you got 3 successes. But you needed 4, I said?
Either 4 or 5.
4, I think I was going to go with 4. Cause...
You said 4.
Alright.
And she's going hungry.
Well, I tell you what I do. Since you only missed by 1.
Lands on a rabbit.
Well, I'll give you 2 choices. You can catch a deer like you were planning to. But in the process of getting a hold of it, you catch a hoof across the face. Meaning you will take some damage. I mean, it'll be superficial.
Yeah.
Or you can catch a rabbit. But a rabbit, of course, you're only going to get, one blood's worth out of it. Where a deer, I think you'd be good for.
Would a deer count as a large animal or a medium animal?
I would say a
Large
cow
animal
would be large, so most a deer would probably be medium.
Okay.
Good thing I have like 4 or 5 cows at my farm.
Yeah, it's good. Good for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, would you rather catch a rabbit and only get one back, or?
Still catch a rabbit.
Okay.
She was at 2 already, so.
And that
Flips
is,
off the deer. Capri Sun's a rabbit.
and that winds up being all that you can find. All right. And Blackjack apparently is the one driving around picking everybody up. So.
Yeah. Eventually, he's gonna text Jolene like, "Hey, where you at?"
Just pick me up and she'll like give a street intersection, and
Yeah.
that's like on the way there.
And I'll
Hops into the back, lays
yeah.
down.
You
Oh,
good
I'm
back
sure
there?
Blackjack, Maeve, and Jolene could all fit in the cab. Y'all are friendly.
Hops into the back, lays down.
It's not like stuff's gonna get uncomfortable, or you're not gonna. Not like any of you are generating heat while you're sitting in there.
Nah, she's irritated. She's jumping into the back and laying down.
She's irritated she could only get the rabbit and not the deer.
She's hungry. She's grumpy from the last night.
You smell like the woods.
You smell like cow shit. Let's go.
Oh,
We're
somebody's grumpy today. Or tonight.
We're taking
Angry.
that.
All right.
Alright, let's go. We'll make our way to Samuel's.
All right. You pull up. The guard at the gate. Calls up to Samuel's house. He's one of the regulars. He recognizes the truck, but it's procedure.
Yeah, he'll say he's expecting them.
It's one of those things where when he sees you pulling up, he's already calling Samuel before you really get up where you could even talk to him.
Yeah.
Then he waves you on through.
Appreciate it. We make our way in.
Okay. You all arrive at Samuel's house.
Alright, that was dangerously close to my farm. I don't like this. I'm gonna beat that guy's ass next time I see him.
Was it Samuel's sitting there in what looks like kind of nice but actual street clothes?
Uh-huh.
And he's currently screwing a silencer onto a pistol.
Like, you just see Blackjack, like, bust open through the door. Not, like, violently, of course. He just, like, opens the door, like, aggressively. He's like, I'm gonna beat that guy's, and he sees
And he's
like,
sitting there just like,
oh, we're on the same page. Good.
I'm just imagining it being one of those double doors, and Blackjack just comes in, flinging both doors open as he marches
Yes.
through.
Exactly.
Samuel just sitting there, might as well just be like petting a cat too somehow as he's just screwing a silencer onto a pistol.
Oh, I see we're on the same page. Good to know.
I do not appreciate people poaching in our domain.
I agree.
So this time I am going with you.
Ooh. We get the boss to join us.
It'd be nice.
As he puts it in a concealed carry spot on the inside of his jacket.
Well, Alabama is an open carry state, don't forget.
Yes.
But that still draws attention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not from people like me, because I'm just oblivious, but
Yeah.
it's always somebody else in the group I'm hanging out with.
I always see
Yeah.
it. You can legally carry swords in Texas, so
Yeah.
I always see them.
Yeah.
Texas.
He does have a concealed carry permit too, in case that comes up.
Okay.
But he can probably kind of, with most cops, by just
You
a
didn't
quick.
see anything.
Well, more's like a quick. It's fine. Dominate.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
fine.
it's fine. No self-defense. That man needed killing.
He needed 7 bullets.
Of course, as a doctor, you know about, the fact that they could trace the bullets to where they came from. So, if you do end up gunning somebody down, you might want to retrieve them.
Yeah. And he has the skills to do it.
Yep. Does he carry the little suture thing around with him that he can reach in and pull them out right quick?
Oh, yeah.
It's not the first time he's done this.
He's a veteran. He's an ex-soldier. So, yeah.
So So basically, he's weighed the pros and cons of having an unregistered gun and getting caught with it versus the potential of them tracing it back to him with a registered one, and chosen to go with a legal one.
Yeah, it's legal, but he can remove the bullets real fast. And if it comes to it, unless he's dealing with one of the kindred, he can just dominate kind that aren't expecting it or aren't resisting.
Could a kindred lick a bullet wound closed?
Theoretically.
Exit wounds would probably be too big because you can't do large wounds with it. But if you're using like a 22, just the entrance wound.
Guess we'll have to find out.
No, yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to look online for that. Get other people's opinions.
All right. So where are we gonna start looking? I'm hot right now. Gotta get this guy. We're gonna get this guy.
Well, first, I'm going to see if I can invoke a vision of him. See where we might be able to plot an ambush.
Blood magic. Ugh.
You are very incorrect. On both counts.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
He's just, once everyone's in, doors closed and everything, he's just going to sit down and try to invoke a premonition.
Okay. That is a... Well, you probably got the power pulled up. Tell me what the roll is.
It's a rouse check on my part. But I fail.
301 night.
Yep. Because it's not a level 1 power, I can't re-roll it.
Oh. Okay, well, Auspex is a very useful power, but it's not always the most reliable.
So now... Specs, there we go. Premonition. Wait a minute. Oh, it has the rouse roll next to it. Is that what that is? Hey, it does. It has the rouse roll next to the power name. I don't have to click on rouse.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No scrolling down for you.
Yeah, basically. Modifier 1 for power.
Ooh.
4 successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see a man. Where the last time it was like you were following kind of behind him. Almost like a video game where you were slightly up above him and from behind. This time it's like you kind of get a static view of the outside of a store. And this fella is... he's not in the jacket this time, of course. You have the jacket in... The Coterie has the jacket in their possession.
Right.
I guess Maeve probably kept it. Because you had dug out the receipts and stuff out of his pockets, and
Yep.
Which I probably needed to write down. I remember the really relevant one, so... This is obviously a kindred hunting. I mean, you just recognize it. You're not sure, or I shouldn't say hunting, because he would have fed the night before. But But same colored hair. Like I said, you're getting kind of a static view of the front of this door, so you see his face this time. As he walks by, he's not talking to anybody, but he passes somebody coming out of the store as he's going in. He kind of gives them a nod. Just one of those simple, hey, I made eye contact with another person. And he walks into the store. You don't see the name of the store, but it's a large entrance. And in the distance, well, not the far distance, but across the parking lot, you see a couple of storefronts that you do recognize. He is entering the Target at Valley Bend.
Okay.
So, whenever this vision takes place, and you see, with that many successes, you're fairly certain this has not happened yet. You're fairly certain you're seeing a future event, not a current event.
Okay.
But it would imply that he is still in your domain.
Right. Is there any sense of how far into the future?
Let's see. Yeah, the parking lot wasn't real busy. So you're guessing 9 o'clock or later.
Okay. As in, like, close future or, like, another day?
Probably the same day. You don't get the impression that it's very far in the future.
Okay.
They close at, like, during regular times, they close at, like, I think 10, 11.
Oh, I was thinking about Walmart's been open later. Yeah, you're right. Targets do close at 10, don't they?
Walmart sometimes stays open 24.
Walmart during the holidays is 24 hours, and then any other.
Well, I mean, it could make sense of not being a lot of people there if it's close to close.
That's true. Well, that's true. 9, if he's going into shop, 9 still gives you an hour. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're guessing
Shop.
close. You're guessing it was close to closing time.
Yep.
It's like associates putting away stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna nibble on an overnighter. Sir, we're closed.
Unless he's gotten a job in your domain. He's just squat. He's not just a poacher. He's a squatter too.
I'm about to beat his ass. At his workplace.
Taking our jobs!
Jumping into my domain, taking my job.
Stealing my food!
You wanted to work at Target? No, that's not the point. So anyway, you come out. I'm assuming you let the coterie
and
know.
he'll inform them what he'd seen.
Okay. As this is happening, or as you're informing them,
He'll also inform them, I am very hungry now.
Welcome to the club.
there's a knock at your door.
His door.
Mhm.
He'll look it up, go to the door. He won't open it. It's like, may I help you?
Yes, this is Theodore of Clan Nosferatu.
Write this down.
You recognize the name. It is the Nosferatu clan whip. Not that they really use the term. A clan whip is generally kind of the second in command. Not all clans use the title or really even have like the position as an official thing.
How the hell do you spell Nosferatu? My
NOS.
brain.
You can abbreviate it with NOS.
NDRATU.
Okay, what was that again?
I'm just gonna copy paste it to you, sock puppet.
Thank you.
That's how we're gonna work this.
So anyway, you have met Theodore in passing.
Right.
He is, like all of his clan, hideous.
Mm. Oh,
But the time or two you
Theodore.
spoke to him, he seemed to be a fairly good-natured fellow. He didn't stink of sewage like some of them do.
Theodore, a pleasure.
There is another Nosferatu with him.
I see you brought company.
Yes. Duba, what does Alexander look like?
Sorry. Alexander, I'd say, is about 6 foot tall gentleman. He is unfortunately plagued with essentially somewhat being bald. He only has like maybe that, I guess, that stereotypical, just a few small strands of hair just randomly upon his head. When you get a look at his face, you see what could almost be somewhat rat-like features. He's got like, big buck teeth, almost like, the top and bottom kind of overlap each other.
Underbite or
his-
overbite?
Overbite.
Okay.
You've been playing the Skaven too much.
You hush.
He's pointing at the screen and we can't see him.
Well, because he's looking at.
He
I'm
can,
Eric.
looking at him.
he can see all y'all. He just ain't got a camera yet.
But so anyway, but his nose is kind of flat, slightly up, so his nostrils are always kind of flared in a way. So that. But
Okay, so he's got the big rat-like teeth and kind of an upturned nose.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll quit interrupting now. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine, sir. Appearance-wise, he looks like to be about 60. He's got the noticeable, also like crow's feet, the start of some good wrinkling and whatnot. Like he's been around, seen bullcrap and dealt with it. And he's just kind of in a nice casual, I guess you could say streetwear mostly. Kind of a big coat. Just jeans, regular looking kind of, I wouldn't say penny loafers, but they're nice shoes. Oddly enough for someone that dwells in the shadows. And he's just kind of stand there, his hands in front, just being silent for right now.
Okay.
Can I ask
So-
you a question real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
What are your ears like mousy too? Or
No.
are they like pointy?
I will say they are just slightly pointed. You can see a point, but it's not very dominant or profound.
Right.
It's just got a slight point.
If they were the only odd thing about him, people would notice they were a little pointy, but not think anything of it.
Just in the bod mod, it's fine.
Yeah, I used to go to school. Back in elementary, there was a kid in my school that I thought he had elf ears. I mean, they weren't super pointed, but they were. It was
You would notice
Just
it just a little bit.
Just enough to ask questions.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Had I known more at the time, I'd have thought half elf, but I didn't know as much.
No, could have been.
It's possible. And, no, I take that back. I have seen his mother. His parents shop at my store, so I see them fairly regularly.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
His dad was
I'll
like,
see it.
his dad's the guy that ran the insurance place we get the family gets our insurance through. So
Yeah.
Really getting off on a tangent here. Anyway, let me focus. So anyway, Theodore nods. It's good to see you, Doctor. I hope you forgive the intrusion. This is Alexander. He is new to the city. When was Alexander embraced? How long has he been a vampire?
I'm going to roughly say he hasn't been a vampire super long.
Okay.
I'd say probably he's lived. He almost got to live his life fully. He got to a ripe old age, about 70. But that's when his sire, did the transformation, and he's dealt with it for about the past, I'd say, 20, 30 years now.
Okay. So he's not brand new or anything.
No, he's not like super brand new. Like, oh god, what is all this? He's been around a little to slowly pick up on like, okay, so this is the BS I have to put up in my life now. Well, okay,
Okay.
I accept the terms.
I'm going to say that you lived up around. Are you familiar at all with the Huntsville, North Alabama area?
Somewhat. I mean, if you were to say this BS was down in Birmingham, I got you, fam. However,
Oh no, there's bad crap going down in Birmingham. You don't want it down there.
sir, I'm aware. We live here in Homewood.
I mean, in the world of darkness, let's see,
I can only
at this
imagine.
point, I think the Camarilla has taken Birmingham back from the Sabbat.
I think they have, yeah.
Come
but
to think of
was
it, is their
bloody
prince?
conquest.
Is the prince down there named Alexander?
I think so, actually.
Yeah.
That's
he's
what a convenience.
He's a Malkavian though, so don't get don't get the big head.
Yeah.
No. I'm just like, okay, I picked that name at random, but hey, nice to know.
But no, I'm going to say you're from Harvest, which is a community a little north of Huntsville.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, if it's a small community, then hey, right up my alley because I lived in one for practically my entire life.
Now, I don't think it has much of a sewer system, so you've been living in abandoned houses and.
Oh yeah, no, his haven that he has in this area or has slowly gained is both creepy and haunted. So generally, no one tends to mess with him. He gets to live a nice, quiet life.
Well,
Somewhat.
you've spent most of your time up at Harvest up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have been forced down into the city as you seem to be encountering more and more lupines in Harvest. Lupines, as I'm sure you're aware if you've glanced through the book at all, is what the vampires refer to the werewolves as.
Yeah.
And where vampires rule the cities, the lupines rule the wilds. Communities like Harvest, it can be kind of a dangerous place for a vampire because you're just kind of right there on the edge. It doesn't take much for a pack of lupines to run through. If they have something like the Masquerade, it's actually easier for them. And you would probably have seen this firsthand at some point. In their full form, if a kind sees them, they tend to flee. They scream and flee or curl up into a ball. Only very rarely do they snap and attack. But none of them seem to remember much of what happened afterwards. It's like something makes them delirious. So after a few close calls, you have moved down into Huntsville. You had known for a while that there was a community of Nosferatu down here, led by their primogen, a woman known as Grandmother Dorcas. So you moved down there, you asked her for help. She has taken you in. You have been presented to the prince, which is, the formality. The prince has graciously allowed you to dwell in his domain, in his city. You get the impression him and Dorcas are on pretty good terms.
Mm-hmm.
The higher ups get real political, so you can't tell for sure, but so if you have points in Haven, that will be somewhere here in the city that you've already managed to secure, probably with Dorcas's help. The one small complication that she didn't think would be a problem is that this house is already in an already claimed domain. So what what Theodore has brought you here for is to introduce you to the Coterie that owns this domain. Now, Dorcas cannot make them accept you into this coterie, but she suggested introduce yourself, try to be useful to them. She tells you, Dr. Cadwell?
Caldwell.
Caldwell. I get it right eventually, or I'll write it down one. Dr. Samuel is a pretty reasonable sort. If you're useful to him, they'll most likely let you stay. She knows that he, or suspects that he put his coterie together with a very specific purpose in mind. She doesn't tell you what that purpose is, but she thinks you would probably be of a benefit to him. So that's why you're on this doorstep. In what you have to assume is probably the ritziest part of town. It's a gated community on top of the highest point of the city. You know, they've got their own country club and golf course up here. It's really not the sort of place you'd be hanging out generally.
Yeah, no, to be fair, he's probably sitting here thinking, oh dear God, what have they got me into now?
Joe, recognizing that look, just kind of looks at him and nods.
You see,
Now, of the group you see before you, only Samuel is really dressed like he fits in here. One of the guys... Does Blackjack wear overalls?
On the job, yes. He has. You can't see the overall part. He has pants and he has like a little thing that goes up that might be like suspenders or something. But he has a nice. It's Bruja, so he's kind of leather jacket. So he's got a leather jacket over.
Well, I'd say so. Basically, what Doob is wearing.
More or less, yeah. Except he has a leather jacket over that.
Okay. But, you know, you got one guy that's
I tend to wear my bracers or suspenders daily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you do.
So,
Yes, because I already act my age, aka 60 years old or plus.
well, you know, overalls tend to come up to here, and you wear a
Right.
shirt up under it.
Well, I have my leather jacket over that.
Okay. So you can kind of tell he's up close. You can tell he's in overalls because the jacket's probably not zipped all the way up.
Yeah, no. It's he's like really dirty and dingy looking.
Yeah, Alexander's gonna see Blackjack. Just kind of glance and like, okay. So, but I say not everyone here is squeaky clean. I can get behind this.
But anyway, Theodore is like I said, he's talking to Samuel. He goes, "This is Alexander. He's new to the city, and we have found him a potential haven, but it's in your domain. Grandmother Dorcas thought he would be of a benefit to your coterie. Wanted to introduce you. You know, of course, it's your domain. You know, but she thought he'd be useful. She wanted me to introduce him, especially with what's going on. Someone with his skill set might be especially useful in tracking this fellow down, this killer down, or tailing him once you've caught him. Well, you know our clan, you know our reputation. You know we're gatherers of secrets and investigators in some way.
That's a little convenient.
Well, is the kind Lady Dorcas asking for any boon in return for offering one of her clan to us potentially?
No, she considers it an even exchange. You're taking him in would be, you know, that would be you doing a boon for the clan, while his usefulness to you would likely be, you know, an equal boon. You know, and if you prove incompatible, that's fine. She's not you know, this is not us putting any. This is not her trying to put any pressure on you.
Well, Alexander, what is it that you are skilled at?
Ah, yes, right. Well, profession-wise, I am a veterinarian. Up in Haven, I tended to all the local farm animals, tended to all the local pets, and made sure they had secure, healthy lives until, it was their time. Poor pleasant things. Unfortunately, becoming a Nosferatu, I've discovered a rather an unenjoyable thing that tends to happen that has caused me to essentially hide from the world, and luckily no one questions a doctor who mainly does work at night, but their pets and animals continue to stay healthy, fit, and continue living for a good few more years. So, that and, having to live in hiding but to keep up relative information on people, it's always best to be able to gather information, yes, and keep people on the books, as it were. I see that smirk, and I think you enjoy that last part.
Yeah, I recognize where that verbal tick came from. I need to smack Tyler next time I see him.
Eh.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that could be of use to me. Theodore, thank you for introducing us. I will see if I can put him to use.
Very good, Doctor. I'm sure you will get along fine. Him being another man in the medical field, you should have, things in common.
To a point. Is any of your network happen to be patrolling around the shopping center tonight?
The shopping center in Valley Bend?
Yes.
Not to my knowledge, though, many of us kind of go out about our own business. None of us would be poaching in a domain, I can assure you. But, it's always possible. Granted, we don't, any kind of gestures, make use of the shopping center while it's open.
Of course.
But, do you have a reason to... Let's see. Do you have a reason to suspect something's going on?
A premonition. It was fairly clear. My coterie will be going out to hunt together.
I was just going to say I could drop Alexander off to be scouting the place, but if you were all headed that direction.
Well, it would be a good test of his skills if he would scout for us. The event will be happening. What time is it?
Oh, let's see. If I remember right, the sun goes down around 5:20 ish.
Yeah, it is winter.
I looked it up last week and it was like 5:21 or something. But,
Yeah.
So, I would say y'all probably spend an hour and a half doing your bloodstones, hunting, cleaning up around the farm.
Oh, if I'm doing the bloodstones, I do need to make that roll.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. So we'll say about 6:30 by this point.
Quick question, sir.
Yes.
The little bond familiar bit you get from animalism.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I have to cast or do, or is that something that is already done and I quote unquote have a little bonded familiar?
As a starting character, I think you would already have a bonded familiar, because I know I did. I do.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically what that lets you do is you can ghoul an animal, in which anybody can ghoul, any of you can ghoul an animal, but you get it. It's like you get a better one. I have not read recently. I have not read up on it real close, but I know specifically. I think like Maeve's dog is basically takes damage like a vampire, if I remember correct, or takes damage like Maeve does.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll flick over to animalism and we'll double check it. Let's see.
Forming mental link and using of other animalism powers. Communicate does not allow communication. Verbal instructions to stay and come here, and it attacks in defense of itself and its master, but cannot otherwise be persuaded to fight. It will attack.
And it lets you use things like feral whispers. There are some other animalism powers you can use on it for free that would otherwise require a rouse check.
Yeah.
But yes, Alexander's been around for a while. He could easily already have him a pet.
Oh, I make that statement because you'd probably see a small nose and a set of whiskers poking out of one of his coat pockets.
Do you have a mouse or is it a rat?
It's a rat.
Okay.
He figured it was fitting due to how he has slowly been transformed into what he is now, and the animals seem to sympathize with him, that he thought it was only fitting.
Mm-hmm. Nosferatu often have ghouled rats. That's not unusual.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, go ahead.
With the bloodstones. +1. That is a success.
Oh, yes.
Difficulty is 2.
Alright, so you will have successfully made the bloodstones.
Yep.
And you were crafting 3 of them? Okay.
Yep, because that's how many that he can attune to.
Now, are they ready now, or will they be ready at the end of this night?
They're ready now.
Okay.
The second the ritual is finished at the end of the 3rd night, they're attuned and ready for use.
Okay. So you have effectively 3 magical tracking devices.
Yep. He will step back, pick up one of the small magnets. He will hand one out to Alexander.
He happily takes.
You are to keep this on you. This will allow me to keep track of your location and position.
Understood.
And he will then look at Theodore with the other 2. Or with one of them. He'll hand one to Theodore. He's like, this, if there is a potential target, the princes or the primogen, or the prince or the primogen, need me to track. I gift this stone to them for their use.
Oh, thank you.
And then he will hold on to the other one, just in case if this dude starts to slip away again, we can see if we can't plant it on him.
Okay.
So he can keep track of him. Because the stone lasts for a week. So that is 7 days of tracking, unless the guy finds it.
And, when you got his coat, he had receipts for months ago, so he may not clean his pockets out very often.
Yeah, that's his thought.
It'll just be a matter of if he's running away from you, can you get it into his pocket?
Samuel, no, because he doesn't have celerity. Maeve or Jolene, on the other hand. I'm pretty sure those 2 are the fastest of the party.
Or Alexander is super stealthy.
That's true. Alexander is very stealthy. Yeah, he will pause and
Or stereotypically the Nosferatu are. You don't really know with Alexander specifically.
Well, Alexander did sell it as such to him, so he's going to take it as his word for now. And he will pause and say, actually, Alexander. And he'll hand him the second stone. And he'll give a description of the perpetrator. Man, will favor his left hand, about 5'9" to 6 feet tall.
Dark brown
has
hair.
dark brown hair. Potentially might be acting skittish around a large group of people. And he'll give a description of the man's face, features, all of that.
Yeah, because you got a good look at his face going into the target.
Right. If you see that man before the rest of us arrive, use those obfuscate skills that you have boasted to me and plant one of those stones on him.
As you wish.
If, for some reason, this poacher gets away from us, that will let me keep unerring track of his location for the next week. He will not be able to hide again.
He just kinda looks at the stone, tilts it around. He's just like, ah, yes. Wonderful, wonderful magic, I believe. So shiny. And then quickly puts it in his pocket like, right.
Yes, Alexander probably doesn't know a lot about the Tremere clan. If he spent most of those 30 years in Harvest, you'd have heard they were wizards, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about all he would really understand. Is like, okay, well, this is neat, pretty stone. Okay,
You would have encountered random kindred coming down from, maybe coming down from Nashville, or Gangrel passing through, other Nosferatu moving around. You lived in Harvest for those 30 years, but you never officially claimed it as your domain. You didn't have a prince, and you never declared praxis. There's a lot of responsibilities that would come with that, and since you were essentially just staying on the down low, you were afraid doing something like that, or you might have been afraid doing something like that would have drawn attention to you.
Oh yes, tremendously.
And that also means when the lupine started getting thick, you really had no issues with ducking out.
It's like,
at your
there,
age, it was probably probably about time for whatever identity people knew you as to kind of disappear anyway.
Scully, why?
Mother, I require your affections. Mother, pet me. It is time.
Mother, I realize you're paying attention to something that's not me.
Basically.
And then she's like, Father's not giving me attention, so I need it back from you, Mom, please.
Even though I was literally just petting her.
Yeah.
Not enough attention for her.
She doesn't want to make Mom jealous. She's got to divide her demands for attention between the two of you.
Yeah. But, also, if he can, once all this is done, he is going to see if he can hunt, because he's rather hungry.
Okay. Well, you're going to a shopping center. There's plenty of people around. Especially if you're getting there, like I said, it's 6:30, so, it might be, we'll say 7 by the time you drove down there.
Yeah, he's going to see if he can find, in some of the side back alleys of the shopping centers where there might not be any cameras. Hopefully not any cameras. He's going to look to see if there's any cameras. As my brain process. Yeah. See if there might be any, sleeping homeless people that might be just hanging out by the buildings for some kind of shelter.
Okay.
Because he does prefer sleeping targets. He's going to look for those first.
Okay. Give me a hunting roll.
And he is not in his fancy, super fancy doctor attire. He's in sort of a little bit upper class streetwear, but not fancy.
It's still nice, but nothing that would draw the eye in Jones Valley.
Right, absolutely. This looks like he's kind of out on the town kind of sleepwear.
I concur.
That, thank you.
Alright, this would probably count as gentrified or working class neighborhood. Hang on. Healthy working class neighborhood, downtown business district. Uh, we'll go with a difficulty of 3.
3. Okay. Against.
Oh, right. Okay. You're usually a Sandman.
Mhm.
Well, that's right. Even now, you're looking for somebody that might already be asleep.
Right. He's going to try to find a sleeping target, and if he can, give him a quick shot to keep them down while he feeds.
Now, keep in mind, a bite from a kindred tends to be pleasant to a person. It's not necessarily going to rouse them up.
That's true. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, that's right. He probably wouldn't have access to that stuff.
Doing that at a
Outside
hospital,
anyway.
you probably have, some access to stuff.
Yeah, he probably would normally. That's fair.
Has some morphine on him at all times, just like
Down.
I require
Sandman
sustenance.
is dexterity stealth.
Dexterity stealth. Okay. I think I have a little in that. I have some. Alrighty. In other words, I'd better roll good, or I'm in trouble.
guys invoke the blood.
Yeah, you said the difficulty was 3,
Yes.
so I can only fail once.
You could always burn willpower to, or take a superficial hit to your willpower to re-roll up to 3 dice that aren't your hunger dice.
How do you restore that?
The
what?
willpower,
Yeah.
I think it comes back over time.
I think it comes back every night, maybe.
The superficial, I think, you get back on kind of a nightly basis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that does come back. Because I remember one of the lore books says if you meditate beforehand, you get bonus willpower for the next night. So I think that might be happening. Okay, so
I know aggravated is, of course, harder to get back.
of course, yeah. So Dex plus Stealth, you said?
Yes.
Okay. I have no modifiers.
Oof.
Yep.
You can't reroll those either.
Yeah, all of my hunger die failed.
Oh, that's right. 3 of those were hunger die. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm hungry.
Poking around the shopping center, you check back behind, you look behind the dumpsters. You have, facing Carl T. Jones, of course, is the shopping center with some restaurants out in front. Behind that is the Valley 18, one of the larger theaters in town. And there's a space, the back of the theater and the back of the shopping centers are facing each other. There's a space back there that a lot of times you can find at least a few of the homeless.
Yeah.
Because sandwiched in between those blocks a lot of the wind, especially in the winter. But either it's too early tonight, or maybe maybe it's a mild enough night that they're just, there's nobody there currently. Now, if you wanted to hunt in some other method, there are people wandering around. People in the theater.
Yeah.
But they're all creepy and awake.
Because I used to work at that theater, so people generally don't come out in pairs to take out the trash in the back of the theater to the compactor. So he's gonna wait behind that, and he's going to passively activate his heightened senses to listen for somebody coming out to the compactor to throw away the trash.
Okay. You're there 30 minutes or so before you finally hear somebody approaching the back door.
Okay.
You hear the disgruntled huff of what you can only assume will be a teenage worker.
I know that feel. I worked there as a teenager. I know how it goes.
Me too, buddy.
The back door opens. A fairly petite young lady comes out. She is dragging the garbage bag more than she's carrying it.
Seen that happen. He'll wait till she's opened it, tossed it in, then he'll sort of like step around to where she can see him.
Oh, she looks startled. Oh, can I help you? And she's kind of slowly backpedaling towards the door.
He'll activate Dominate and say, "Stop."
Okay. Is that one of the ones that kind don't get a resistance to?
They do not get resistance
Unless
if they
they're
are not
prepared.
prepared.
Okay.
Right. Now, if he attempts to dominate her again, then she gets a roll to resist it.
Okay.
But
So you tell her stop, she does.
and he'll just sort of come up and he knows how much blood someone can take before they lose consciousness.
I think
So-
it's 2 that they don't take any harm,
Right.
and then 3 they would take some harm, and that would probably put her out, but she'd be okay. I mean, she'd recover.
Yeah, and he's going to feed off of her since she's been forced to stop. Her body will not respond to her at all. And he will feed Slake 2 hunger off of her.
Okay. As you go in for the bite, your beast is clawing at your stomach. It's like you can smell the blood moving under her skin.
Mm-hmm.
You see her eyes kind of follow you as you come in. But under your domination, she's forced to stand still.
Mm-hmm.
She gives a little gasp as your teeth. Are you biting her on the neck or the arm, or how are you doing this?
He's going to get her on the neck.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. 'Cause I wish you could really see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So she gives a little gasp as you bite down.
Yep.
And for a moment, you're lost in the blood. The only thing the beast cares about.
Mm-hmm.
Vampires can fool themselves into thinking other things are important, but at the end of the night, it's really only the blood.
Yep.
Listen, you were at 3 hunger.
I was at 3 hunger, yeah.
Okay, so this knocks you down to 1 hunger. So
He's going to Slake 2.
the beast doesn't want to stop, but you don't have any trouble forcing it back into its box.
Yeah. He basically is like, "She is not sleeping." And he'll force the beast back. Hold on. So I assume it's like something super pleasant, something like that. I believe that's how it goes.
Oh
with
yes,
that, yeah.
yes. When mortals are receiving the kiss, yeah, it's kind of like ooh.
There's a
Yeah.
specific clan where it's painful, but none of
Yeah.
us are
Yes,
that clan.
yes, yes. Now that doesn't mean they won't fight back if they really realize what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You sneak up on somebody that's actively hunting a vampire. Yeah, they're going to fight even though it feels nice because they know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
She's she's got no real clue, and is dominating
Yeah.
where she can't move. So
And he'll lick the wound closed.
okay. She's
And
as you pull back, she's still giving you kind of it's like she's kind of coming out of it, still kind of giving you the wide eyed like she's very uncomfortable with what is going on.
and I need to knock 2 hunger off.
Mm-hmm.
and he will attempt to dominate her again.
Okay, got to make a roll this time, I believe, which is versus
Yeah.
her.
Do make a roll. It is her intelligence plus resolve,
Okay.
which for a weak mortal I don't think is very high.
Since I don't have
Doesn't sound
stats for her
like
put into the dice roller, or into the roll 20, I'll be using actual dice.
Yeah. My compel, my domination roll. I get +1 for my power.
So
5
Ooh.
successes.
5
Baby.
successes. She got 2, which is very good considering how small her dice pool was.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just roll over her pathetic willpower.
Yeah. And he'll tell her to forget him and return to work.
Oh, yeah, okay. I gotta get back to work. And she wobbles a little bit her first couple of steps.
Yeah.
Because 2 blood is not enough to do harm, but they will feel a little weak, a little draggy.
Yeah. And he'll as she turns on the leaves, he'll go back around and pause and just look at his hands as he realized that the other thing that Beast wanted him to do was turn her into a ghoul. Before he just flexes his hand again and continues back on.
As the door, your senses are still heightened, so,
Yeah.
as the door is shut and you hear somebody and they go, "What took you so long?" And then the door slams shut, which makes you kind of grimps. And
Yeah. I believe that his heightened senses lasts for the rest of the scene.
You can turn it off if you want to.
and then we change
Yeah, I
things.
I can turn it off at will. But yeah, he's going to turn off his heightened senses.
Now,
until we have to
all this took
turn
time.
it on.
Because first he was attempting to hunt one way, and then he stood around for a half hour on another. So, what have the
But
rest of
we
y'all
had
been
till
doing?
approximately 9ish, I think, from your description.
Oh, yes,
so.
yes.
So he knew he had some time to hunt.
Oh, yeah,
because he was real hungry.
But everybody
We
had
just-
rode down to the shopping center. So, what are the
We
rest
just
of
watched-
you doing?
So we just watched Samuel walk off like, Dot, where you? Oh,
Yeah, he probably told you he was in.
oh.
He's going out for a bike.
Yeah, he did say before he answered the door for Alexander that he was very hungry.
Yeah. It takes him a sec to like, oh.
The thirst is real, and that means something completely different for a kindred.
Yeah,
That's true. I'm using that. That was good. I like that. The thirst is real. What do you mean? Om nom nom.
So, is Alexander with us?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Really slowly.
tell me about yourself, buddy. What do you? What brings you here in our domain?
Well, unfortunately, the dear beloved residents back in Haven was getting a little uncomfortable to my liking. Not the humans. The humans were fine. It is our dear friends, or at least what I've learned slowly, that is our quote-unquote friends, was starting to get a little bit more in number up there. And knowing the relationship, I figured it'd be a bit safer to move, closer to the city than staying out in a little country town.
Yeah, your friends? What friends?
Oh, the bloody werewolves.
I have a. Oh,
Yes, those things.
I've had an encounter or two in my day.
Well, unfortunately the numbers got a little too uncomfortable for me, so I decided to move a little bit away from my old home.
Fair enough. What? I mean, I assume you're able to like go invisible or whatever the NASA want to do.
Oh, yes. But say, with any luck, if I can, depending on where I need to be, I can stand perfectly still, and to the untrained eye, I'm not even there.
I have a few NOS friends. They've shown me some of the tricks. Gotta learn it one of these days. Do we have a basic game plan, or do we just know that this guy's gonna be coming in here and he's talking to the rest of the coterie?
I mean, maybe we should kind of disperse and spread ourselves just in case if he comes by one of us.
Well, he only recognizes you and me, so if we're off to the side somewhere, and the other two are somewhere else, might be
I
alright.
can go shopping. Y'all can just tell me if he's heading there.
He reaches into his pocket. You see him pull out his little friend, which is, a standard looking rat, almost identical in the face, but small differences. He just kind of looks at him. He's like, right. Darn it, we didn't bring that coat now, did we?
No. What? The coat? Do you have the coat?
Yeah, she's gonna hold the coat up.
He'll hold out his little rat friend up to it and like, all right now, come on, get a good scent. He's gonna wait until he makes a little squeaking sound like he has gotten an idea. He's gonna gently set him down like, all right, remember, stay in the shadows, but let me know if you find someone with that smell, all right?
I'm just
And
picturing
just
this huge sewer rat getting noticed in Target.
It's not any different from any other. I've been in 2 targets in my day.
Yeah. That's not any different.
I mean, I have to say it.
Size of a chihuahua.
I have to say it though. How would it be any different than any of the other rats that shop there?
Exactly.
That's a very elitist attitude to have, Samuel.
Brava, sir.
I mean, I suppose pets start looking like the owners or the other way around. But that's kind of ridiculous.
Well, I wasn't the lucky soul to get to pick what I became. I just learned to deal with it.
That's a healthy attitude. I think a lot of NOS seem to take that attitude, and props to you. And he taps his shoulder.
All right.
I say he just kind of shrugs like,
So while they're having this
Not
discussion, presumably still in the car,
Yeah.
what have Maeve and Jolene been doing?
Girl trip. No.
I assumed we were all in the same. I assumed we were all in the same
Yeah,
car.
I thought we were all in the same vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What the hell
were you sitting here
hold
listening to this conversation, or had y'all already gotten
Yeah.
out and start staking the place out?
I mean, after the conversation and whatnot, she held the jacket out. She was gonna go walk, cause shopping did seem like a good idea.
Okay, so y'all are just cruising around in the Target, together or separately.
my fat tail is gonna be
Probably
separate.
Separately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe's like, look, I kind of look like his target. I look like a human. She's got lifelike.
That's right. So she'd be warm to the touch.
Hmm?
'Cause that's
More
basically you
vulnerable.
got blush of life going on all the time, if I remember right.
And also more vulnerable if one of the people who works at Target happens to be a kindred.
Well, this is your domain. There shouldn't be any of them here.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
be.
She also got vampiric resilience, so I mean,
Yeah.
if shit goes down, she can at least hold kind of her own, unless it gets crazy, and then we'll figure that out. But
Now, I say there shouldn't be a kindred working here since it's your domain. There could easily be kindred shopping here.
yeah,
That's not a violation of anything as long as they're not hunting. Or breaking the
also-
masquerade or anything like that.
I also assume we made like a temporary group chat with Alexander in it.
Well, now keep in
With the-
mind the restrictions on technology.
Sure.
The Camarilla does not really want you using tech for messaging at all. Though you're not violating any actual rules as long as you do not discuss any kindred business on it.
Right. I just keep it low key enough. I try to. Looks at Maeve.
Eh?
Yeah, you're both fine. Upstanding.
Thanks. Have fun shopping.
All right, now Alexander, you have got 2 ranks in obfuscate.
Yes, I have 2 ranks in obfuscate, and with those in question, which I've been slowly trying to fill in.
Okay, so cloak of shadows is the one that lets you. That's the one where you stand still and you just fade from view.
Yeah, pretty much I just fade away. Like, as long as I stand still, don't make any movement, don't make a sound, as far as anyone can tell, I am not there.
And if I recall right, that one does not cause a rouse check.
As
long as you're sitting still.
Yeah, I'm
now you've
trying
also
to get
got unseen passage, and that's the one where you can move around, if I recall.
Yes.
That one I think requires a rouse check, though.
Yeah, that
Yes,
one
it does.
require route check.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cloak of Shadows is free.
Mhm.
It has no cost. Its duration is 1 scene. If I read that right, yeah, 1 scene. Yeah, and it's 1 rouse check for the unseen passage.
And I don't think anybody gets to check against you with the unseen passage unless you. I mean, if you interact with something or make a lot of noise, they may get a check or it may break it.
Yeah, because it says as long as the user emits no overpowering odors, no sound louder than a whisper, this power automatically works only if the observer has their attention drawn to the user. Can they make a detection roll?
Now, some powers, like some disciplines may have powers that would allow them to make a check. Auspex, I know, is one.
Yeah, the sense of the unseen.
Yeah.
Can also detect the hidden vampire, as per the general rules. Note that the user cannot use his power to disappear while being actively observed. It automatically fails in such a case.
Yeah.
So, like, if I try to use it and someone's already focused on me, I don't just get to disappear.
Right. You have to duck out of sight at least.
Yeah, I at least have to get out of their line of sight to be like, and gone.
Now, remind me, how is Alexander dressed?
Again, he's in nothing too obscure, mainly normal street clothes, jeans, shoes, kind of like, what I like to call old man shoes, just simple slide-on shoes.
Got the sliders on.
The only thing that might be odd is just the fact of which he's just wearing not a bulky coat, but like a long thin coat, kind of like a raincoat.
Okay. Does it have a hood?
Yes.
Okay. I asked because Nosferatu.
I had to think about that because I was like, wait, damn it.
Yeah. Well, if it was like a raincoat, though, it probably would.
Yeah.
And a Nosferatu's appearance is automatically a masquerade breach, basically, if mortals see it. But with a hood at a distance, it's not as much of a thing.
Yeah.
So almost all Nos have some kind of hoodie or something.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're just super confident in their powers.
Sure, no.
Before they split, Joe's gonna be like, "Look, do we want to use me as bait?"
Are you suggesting we use you as bait? Why?
I look like lunch.
So do like 40 people in there.
Right, but her whole gimmick is the simple fact of which, if she becomes the victim, she can then drop kick the son of a bitch.
Or I can put one of those stones on him, or I can lead him somewhere where you guys can jump him and beat the shit out of him.
But
I like that
that's if
idea.
But that's if he's hungry.
Or takes the bait.
Well, I think the prince might be a little pissed if we beat the shit out of someone in a Target.
There's an alleyway over there. It's fine.
Yeah, but we gotta get him to the alleyway.
Like I'm saying, he might not follow if he's not hungry.
He's hungry. I'm
He
sure he's
did
hungry.
eat the night before.
That don't mean nothing.
But unfortunately,
How
the
bad
killed
hunger can
her.
be.
up?
Fucked him up pretty good, but he killed her, so he might not even be hungry.
It's up to y'all.
I mean, if you want to, you can. I'm not going to stop you. But I am just saying,
You would be putting
this-
yourself out there.
this does not fall through.
Although, I do like that idea, Maeve, if we just, like, hide behind the dumpsters over there and just whoop his ass.
Alexander will just kind of extend his hand to Jolie and be like, right. Well, if you're confident in your abilities, here. Pants her one of the stones. If push comes to shove, I'll put my stone there and I'll get the other one back from you when this is all said and done.
Just kind of nods. She's like, I've been using my charm for all my natural life. Let's see if I can use it for the other bit.
Where's the doc? It's been a hot minute now.
Said he was getting a bite.
This whole conversation taking about 15 minutes.
I know.
He probably
It's
spent
taken
at
it-
least a half hour in his failed hunt, and then another half
Right.
hour waiting for somebody, because you've got some time, or before
no,
he comes
I
back.
understand that as a player. My character doesn't understand that because it takes him just like 5 seconds done.
Yeah, because
Well,
he has the leisure walking out to his farm and say, come here, Betsy!
And
Yes.
she's gonna look at him and be like, not all of us have the luxury of being vegan
It's out the back door.
and eating what's on our land like that.
I mean,
We have to go hunting. So, give him some time.
to be fair, I can't say nothing. Being a veterinarian, I couldn't stand the thought of really hurting anyone in the town. It was kind of against what I thought, at least when I was alive. But to be fair, there was a lot of people that had pets that weren't going to make it over the night, so when the craving hit, I saw no harm, I guess.
I mean, that's one way to put him to sleep, I guess.
Such a nice
I mean,
group of vampires.
I ate Thumper before we started all this, so it's all good.
Everybody's so nice,
I don't
except
believe
Maeve,
it.
who's a stone cold killer.
I mean,
I'm not nice. I just don't want you touching my cows, Jolene.
One, I ain't ever touched your cows. Two, I'm going shopping. And just walks out.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to break for a second, but dear God, every time I hear her name uttered, I can just hear Dolly Parton.
She looks
Yeah, that
just
was
like
intentional.
Jolene.
God, okay.
It was intentional.
She auburn hair, green eyes, pale.
Oh, I didn't think to put that into perspective at first, but every time I've heard her name, and especially how he is pronouncing it, I'm just like, I can hear the song. I can hear it playing. Stop.
No.
So anyway, Jolene walks into the target, grabs a buggy, bright lights.
Alright, Maeve, let's go hide over here, and we'll find a spot behind I don't know, something.
Well, the dumpsters will be back behind the building.
Sure.
Let's see. The two of you would need to be out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what would be a good hiding place at the front of a target, other than just staying in the car and watching the door.
We can do that.
That
Just
would
kind of
freak
slink out.
out.
That would probably be the best, because I mean, there's not like there's a lot of shrubs you could hide in without being super
Right.
suspicious if somebody saw you. But staying in the car, because I'm assuming that you were all loaded up in Samuel's car,
If it's big enough, sure.
and that he probably had 2 in the front, 3 in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd hold everybody.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the windows are at least slightly tinted.
Slightly.
Well, you don't want it so much that the cops pull you over.
Well, yeah. It's not that bad, but it is fairly tinted.
Yeah. Where does Alexander stake himself? Yeah. Bad choice of words for a vampire. Where does Alexander position himself?
Yeah, so since he was going to probably invoke the whole Cloak of Shadows ordeal, he was probably going to like try to find the alley in question they were talking about, but be enough to be out of sight, but at the same time be to where he could look up and down both sides of the passage if he had to.
Well, there was not an alley that Samuel saw him in. He saw him walking up to the front of this store and going in the doors.
Well, I mean, if push came to shove, if it's like any other target, if no one's paying attention, he could just walk right up behind the big red ball.
That's true. You are using unseen passage, so. Now, does unseen passage cause a rouse check?
No, if I use unseen passage, yes, it does. But I was planning on just using Cloak of Shadows.
Oh, okay. So you're basically just gonna hoodie up, trot out
Hoodie
somewhere,
up.
and when nobody's looking, just fade.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, you're probably to one side of the door. There are some little trees out in front of that target, I think, but nothing too big. But you know, you time it where you get out there and shadow up before it without anybody, when nobody's looking at you. All right.
Aha! Stealth.
So two of you are in the car. You're standing out or Alexander is standing out in the open, but cloaked. Jolene is wandering around the target with the buggy. And you're doing that for about an hour when Samuel completes his hunt. What position are you going to take up, Samuel?
One moment. Sending you a quick DM. Okay. As for position, he would probably. Is anyone staying with his car?
Yeah.
There's two people in the car.
Two people in the car. Okay.
Yeah, you're two brawlers.
Got it. The two that the guy would recognize offhand.
Exactly.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
He would probably be. So he'd probably be resting against the. No, yeah, he'd be sitting, sort of like on the hood of the car. Under the guise of he's just waiting on people to finish their shopping. He probably has a book out and he's just reading a book, just to pass the time under one of like the streetlights, maybe.
He just can't bring himself to just be playing on the phone.
Nope.
It has to be something
Absolutely
more
not.
intellectual.
Doesn't look suspicious at all.
He's like casually reading like The Art of War or something.
No, it's probably just some. It's probably like a periodical or a doctor's journal or something.
Medical
like that.
journal, yeah.
Yeah,
Or something by Bram Stoker.
or something he's written, because he does have craft in writing. So.
But is that medical papers or does he secretly write trashy romance novels to pass the time? Just saying.
Halfway in the game, Jolene finds the secret room with all of the romance novels.
What the
It's
fuck is this?
just his Scrubs fan fiction.
All right.
Putting out
All this
every
Twilight fan fiction. What the fuck?
where it's basically all the Twilight vampires getting like staked in various ways.
So anyway, around 9, the parking lot's starting to thin out. A little blue car pulls up. we'll say Ford Fiesta.
Oh god, of course.
Okay.
You know, pulls up, parks. You know, you notice it because the parking lot's not real full, so whoever it is parks fairly close to the door.
Is it like an
Yeah.
ostentatious blue?
Please tell me it's like bright neon.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, neon.
I
It's pretty
need
bright.
this.
Neon and rust.
I need this.
No, it's not rusty though. And you see your target, Samuel. You see the target climb out from inside the car. Blackjack and Maeve, you'll also recognize him.
Yeah, like he'll flip a page, just sort of reach down, tap the window, keep reading.
You know, he gets out, locks the door, kind of glances around, pockets the keys, and heads into the store.
Quick slash his tires.
You notice he's got local tags.
I'd have gotten tagged down if they were in my purview.
Yeah, you have to turn around in your seat, but yeah, you can look out the back window and see where he's parked.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And he just heads in the store. You see him passing somebody coming out as he goes in. You see them both kind of do the smile and nod. Like two strangers making eye contact, but you want to acknowledge that the other person exists.
So that was the point of the vision that he saw.
Right.
Samuel gets like a headache of deja vu.
It's a nosebleed.
You realize from about the spot that you think Alexander is about where you were seeing it from.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know if maybe you were seeing it through Alexander's eyes, or if it's just a coincidence that it's that general area. Because you can't tell exactly where your new Nosferatu friend is.
Gotcha.
Now, Alexander, you see this fella that basically matches the description. And when he showed up, you saw Samuel reach over and tap the window of his car like he was getting somebody's attention.
Okay.
With that tap, Maeve would message Jolene. Be on the lookout.
Mark acquired.
Target acquired.
The hunch is
She'll just kind of circle towards, like, the front of the store,
Okay.
oh, I forgot something, and just kind of, like, head back up towards the front of the store to kind of get eyeballs on him or something.
Okay. Give me awareness. Let me make sure I'm calling out the right stats. No, awareness is not a stat. Awareness
usually
is...
wits and awareness.
Yes.
Awareness is a skill.
Awareness is a skill. Alright, so yes. Wits and awareness. Okay. He's not trying to be especially stealthy. He's just walking into a store to shop. You spot him walking over into the clothing section. He's looking through coats. Currently, he's just in a short sleeve shirt, which is not completely freakish in January in the South, but might be noteworthy. A vampire trying to keep it the Masquerade tries to dress appropriately.
Yeah. Which would mean he would know about keeping the Masquerade. Which would mean he ain't just a newbie that don't know no better.
He's looking through kind of he's looking mostly at like camouflage hunting jacket kind of things. You do see him stop briefly at like the big T-shirt rack, Well, you've got all the comic book T-shirts or funny somethings, Target's always got one of those up somewhere. But other than that, he pretty much beelines for the jackets and starts poking through, trying one on. It's not the right size.
She'll kind of point. She's like, I think there's some over on clearance here if you're just looking for a quick jacket. You look like you might have forgot yours.
Yeah, I left it in a buddy's car.
Oh man, I hate when that shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Where was
I
the
mean,
clearance aisle at?
Kind of point. I think it was over there. I mean, I don't know what size you wear, but or if you have preference on jackets, but
Yeah,
some over
yeah.
there.
It's worth checking out if I can get one cheap. Thanks. And he heads over the direction you pointed. Seems like a nice young man.
Very polite.
What are the rest of you doing?
Once Maeve knows that he had went into the building, she's gonna go into the car and go to the alleyway and light up a cigarette. Looks like she's hanging out, just smoking a cigarette out there tonight.
Now, the target is in... You've got the target, and then you've got storefronts to either side going out. For a decent little ways. I mean, there's like a PetSmart. Down a ways, there's a Barnes & Noble, I think.
I'll stop Maeve as she's getting out, and I have an idea, actually.
Okay.
What if we just staked out in his car? What if we tried to get into his car and sit in there and wait for him to get in there?
Can you break into a car?
I can't not break into a car. Hasn't been proven that I can't until I can't.
I mean, we can try, but we'll have to be fast. We don't know when he's coming out.
You're a little bit more nimble than I am. Maybe you can.
I mean, we can try.
Alright.
Alright, so you two are approaching his car. Samuel, what are you doing?
What are you two doing?
I mean, it's a backup
Things?
plan, right?
You do know this place has a lot of cameras, right?
He's a kindred. What is he gonna do?
What is your plan?
Stake out in the car. In his car.
Now, his windows aren't tinted, so he would see you walking up. You know, when he's walking up to the car, he'd see somebody was in there.
I'd be stealthing.
I'd
Like,
lay on the floor.
Sleep down. Yeah.
It's a fiesta. It's going to be hard for two people to do that.
Especially
One
two
of us.
bruisers.
Blackjack, nothing against you. You are very large.
And
Not
the
even-
fiesta is very small.
Not
Sorry.
even discounting the possible issue of getting into it without setting off any alarm.
Bench press this car.
You, despite honestly probably being able to bench press the car, there's no way you'd be able to hide in that thing.
I'm just spitballing ideas. I'm trying to think of something. I don't want to just sit here.
And I understand. However, what you could do is potentially get the stone from Alexander and see if you could plant the stone on his vehicle so the vehicle can be traced back to his haven and we can assault whatever he's using as a haven tonight.
You're muted.
Okay, you're muted. Whatever you said, I know it was good, but we didn't hear it.
He's like, ooh, I have an idea for that too, and he grabs a brick.
No, nothing overt. We don't need to alert him that we are onto him.
Even
needs
if we
to be
do,
realistic.
even if he's alerted, he still has a tracker in there.
Yes, but he will be more careful then. He will set up defenses. We
Oh,
need him
with
to be
that,
as defenseless as possible.
Babe
catch
is
him off
gonna
guard.
walk off into the general area where Alexander had went, and kind of start whispering, Alexander. She's not gonna yell. There's no point in doing that.
Okay. Alexander, you hear her walk up, kind of whispering, Alexander, Alexander.
Yes. You need something.
Give me your tracker.
He reaches into his pocket, hands her the other stone.
She'll
Okay.
take it, turn around, throw the cigarette onto the floor, and walk back to the car.
Okay, and how are you going to... Oh, wait, the stone's a magnet, never mind.
And how she's gonna do it, she's gonna kind of go underneath and kind of put it behind the wheel of sorts,
Okay.
and then just keep on walking.
That's a fascinating place to put it.
Well, these stones are magnets.
Nobody
will
really checked the tires like that.
Besides, the magnet is small, and it will attach to the metal of the vehicle.
Fair enough. I would
Besides,
have done the exhaust pipe.
wherever that goes, I unerringly know its location. And how far away we are.
That's impressive.
You are currently about 20 feet away from it.
Yeah, thanks.
And you can feel one moving around inside the store over here.
Yeah.
And there's one up in the ledges.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, now that we have that backup plan sorted.
Yeah, and he'll pat Blackjack on the shoulders like, now I know you like the direct approach. Sometimes. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
It is not my preferred opportunity. Plans like this is what I prefer to do. Quiet and stealthy.
I can be stealthy.
But let me tell you this. When we track it to where he rests his head, there will be a time for you to, as some people might say, go loud.
It's not what some people say at all.
He's trying to sound hip. Just let him.
He's old.
I know.
Somewhere in Target, Jolene just kind of winces and she doesn't know why.
I'm hamming it up. Come on, let me have it.
You could understand.
And he'll just... whatever. Needless to say, you will more than likely feel free to get a little bit wild.
That's more modern. But I understand what you're saying now.
Inside the store... Oh, I'm sorry. Inside the store, what is Jolene doing now? He's walked over to where you pointed, which I'm going to assume is, towards the back where the markdown stuff tends to be.
She'll try and strike up a conversation. She'll be like, I mean, you don't have another jacket? You're just in town visiting? Or...
Oh, yeah, I'm from, hey, let's see. What would he... Yeah. Oh, yeah, I live down in Decatur.
Oh, yeah. I have some...
Or I'm from down in Decatur, I should say.
I have some friends down there. Never been down there, though. I mean...
And arc alarm bells.
Got a nice place down there, though.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad spot to grow up. Yeah, there was a rougher part of town, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's rougher parts here. This is the foo-foo end of town. I mean, come to this Target versus the other one because it's a little bit nicer after dark.
They call this one Target.
Well, I had a friend I was staying with last night, so just happened to be in this part of town.
I mean, if you need to know anywhere else around here, pick up some stuff. I lived here my whole life. I could probably tell you where you could go.
Oh well, thanks, but I don't know how long I'm going to be here.
As she hair tosses.
And he's looking around the clearance aisle, but he's not seeing any jackets. Do you remember where you saw those jackets at?
I mean, there was one or two of them, but I've been wandering. I lose track of when I start wandering around in here. Someone could have grabbed them up.
Oh well, I guess I just have to pay full price then. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's no problem. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Kind of like sends her hands, like just for like the friendly shake.
Oh yeah, he shakes hands. Let's see.
Wanders off. She's like, damn it.
Yeah, he shakes hands, then he wanders back over to where the actual coats are. Seems to pick one out fairly quickly. Yeah, tries it on. That works. Hits the front. Are you keeping him in sight, or just gonna?
She'll kind of keep like a where he's going kind of thing, but she's not gonna like be obviously following.
All right, give me a.
Basically, just looking like she's shopping.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fairly open floor plan.
This is gonna be a. All right.
It is.
Give
At
me
that target.
manipulation. And let's see, stealth or subterfuge. This is more stealth. Give me a manipulation stealth. It's an odd combination, but you're not trying to avoid being seen so much as just avoid being noticed or appearing to be
You mean
anything out of
stealth
the ordinary.
manipulation?
Yes.
Like I can't roll from that.
Well, there should be a way to combine them. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, how did I have no dice for the first pool? 1 second, because I have 2 points in stealth, and I have a point in manipulation.
They're in your hunger die.
Yeah, but the hunger die only rolled 2, so there should be a
Stealth
third one
didn't
somewhere.
roll.
Dice rolled
Yeah.
4.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't show me
Oh,
anything.
I'm
in
sorry, I'm
the-
looking at the wrong
when I,
one.
like-
Yeah, that's her awareness. Yeah,
Yeah,
her stealth die,
the-
it rolled no normal dice at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Something's
try
weird there.
rolling it again.
Yeah, just roll. Huh. That is very weird.
There we go.
Okay, I mean that worked.
All right, but
Success, but it worked.
that will be versus his awareness. His awareness and wits.
Like while she's kind of walking around, she'll probably just pull out the phone, maybe pass on some information.
Oh yeah, let me check his hunger because I don't. Okay, yeah. All right, so his wits plus awareness.
A critical failure and a critical success.
Wow.
Well, no, he doesn't have. It would only be a critical failure if he had a 1 on the 100 dice. Oh, I see what you mean. The regular dice, he had a 10 and a 1.
It
Yeah.
didn't roll any hunger dice or any dice on my screen for him.
Yeah,
So
no
he had
hunger
no
dice
hunger.
at all.
Yeah,
I wonder what that means.
He did drain someone the
Oh,
previous
yeah.
night, so yeah.
Yeah, he must not have gotten hungry when he woke up this evening.
Mm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that
3
works.
successes. Yeah, he. You see him get a look on his face.
Kind of pulls her phone out and starts kind of pecking at that, and then picks it up and pretends to be talking to someone on the other end of the line, and just kind of walks away.
But he checks out. Or you walk away, so you lose sight of him for a minute.
Yeah, she's gonna just like walk around like she's going into an aisle. She's not gonna like go completely down the aisle, but yeah, and then she'll call one of the rest of the group, or text text the group chat and be like, "Target's heading out."
Yeah, it's a target.
And then she'll message saying,
Who is this Zay you speak of?
What?
You said
said-
Zay.
No, I say she will
Say.
message
Oh,
saying.
okay.
I'm trying to think what she would message. Not really.
5 minutes pass. You don't see anybody that looks like him wander out.
Well, if she doesn't know that, she doesn't know that.
Well, I'm mostly talking to the guys outside. How long would Jolene wait before she left?
She wouldn't wait that long after she thought that guy was heading to the exit.
Okay.
She'd probably get what few things she got.
I'm about to say, did she check out or she just leave the buggy?
No, she probably came there, at least got like one or two things, so she didn't look too, suspicious. Got herself a new hoodie or something.
So she tells you the target's leaving. A couple minutes later, she walks out. 5 minutes pass, you still haven't seen him. And you're watching, there's two entrances, but you can see them both from where you're at, no problem.
He was checking out last I saw him.
Well,
Unless
Just-
that's not his vehicle.
She's just gonna go stand up towards the front like she's waiting for a ride.
Another 10 minutes or so pass. You hear somebody over the intercom make the announcement that the store will be closing for, in 20 minutes or so. Several people walk out. One guy walks out. With a couple of bags. He kind of glances over at you and gives you a little nod.
I don't know, just waiting for one of my friends.
Yeah.
Got caught in rubbernecking.
He's I will say he looks like he's of some Asian descent. Wearing some Marvel t-shirt.
Standing by the door.
Walks past you, straight up this little blue Fiesta, gets in, cranks up and drives off.
Fuck.
The rest of you also see this man walk to the car, get in, and drive off.
say Samuel's he's gonna activate his heightened senses as he notices that. Does he see like the guy might be pale in any way, or?
He was pretty light complected. Yeah, he was pretty pale. Not
Does he hear any heartbeat?
Not freakishly pale. Give me awareness, because he's cranked the car up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, give me an awareness. Wits, I believe it is.
Awareness wits.
Yes.
Okay, so awareness, attribute wits, modifier 3. Only 2 successes though. You know what? I'm gonna do 1 willpower, reroll
Alright.
3 of those.
Reroll 3 of them.
Just gonna do the basic D10 nonsense. Wait,
That's
actually,
fine.
no, there's a willpower reroll. No, there's a willpower reroll, isn't there?
I think there is.
There's a button for that. I found it.
Yes, there is.
5 successes.
That's much better.
Yay, heightened senses. Wonderful aspects power.
So, over the rumble of the car, you don't hear a heartbeat. With the rumble of the car, you can't be 100% certain that you would anyway. What you do hear is him mumbling to himself. Shit. Oh, she followed me around. And with the with the sight also heightened, because the Fiesta's windows aren't tinted. You can, as he's pulling away towards the road, looking through the back window, you can see he keeps looking up at his mirror, presumably looking back at her standing on the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
He's never seen Jolene before, though. Aside
Not before
from there.
this.
Okay, I'm just making sure / clarify
Mhm.
because she never made it to the fight she was running.
Yeah. And Samuel will he'll just keep reading. After that, give him about a minute or two to drive off before he'll just calmly get in the car, turn it on. It's like, well, that worked better than expected. And he'll pull off, go to the front. I'm sorry it took so long. I got a little bit lost in my book.
Oh, one thing you would have also noticed.
Mhm.
You were seeing him glancing up in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, evasion descent. But as he's looking in the mirror, you see those eyes change back to what you had seen on the man previously, on your target.
Yeah. Okay.
Jolene just kind of looks and is like, "Don't forget the new guy."
Oh, I'm waiting.
It kind of gets into the Maeve and Blackjack in the back seat.
Yeah.
She'll open up the back door and just kind of toss her bag back there, like on the floor or something, but leave it open, and then go get into the front seat. So, if Alexander wants to get into, I don't know if he can move. With that. She doesn't know what his powers is. So
Yeah.
she's like, maybe he can get into the back seat invisible.
Upon seeing everyone gather together, he's going to be under the assumption of, oh, I suppose it's time to leave. And he will casually just walk as if he just came out of the store and hop in the back seat, of trying to avoid stepping on the bag.
Okay, not a problem.
He says he's from Decatur.
Samuel literally stops and just turns and looks at her.
Well, now he had in his pockets he had a CF Penn's receipt, which is a burger joint from Decatur.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he could have been passing through.
Yeah, he could have been passing through.
Yeah, and it was
that.
from a few months ago, so.
He said he grew up there.
That is, provided if true, very useful information. Could potentially have an Anarch agent. But he did drive off in his car, and we did place a tracker on it.
When he says that, she reaches back and hands Alexander the other stone. She's like, didn't get to plan it all.
That's fine. At least one of them worked.
And Samuel is going to just sort of drive, and he's going to basically just kind of tour the domain, so to speak, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not like do a full lap, but just enough to keep a sort of that mental image of, or that mental sort of tick of where that stone is going. And he's just going to sort of do like a sort of standard like speed limit tour through the domain until it stops.
All right. It winds up stopping over kind of close to Whitesburg Drive.
Okay.
Kind of over here in this upper corner.
All right.
Still in our domain.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to, once it does stop, start heading in that direction.
Okay. Let's see. They were closing around 10. So by the time you do your little tour and then get over there, it's probably about 10:30.
Yeah. He's gonna say, I believe in that area, that's mostly just residential housing.
Yes.
If I remember
yes.
correctly. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
I think there's like a public park or something there too, or near that area.
Quite possibly. I'm not
I
zoomed in
believe so.
close enough to tell for sure. But you eventually pass down the proper street.
Yeah.
As you're passing a house, there's no lights on. There's a for sale sign in the front yard, but you can tell your tracker is in the garage. The garage door is shut.
Got it. So he'll just keep, passing by casually. But as they pass by that house, he'll say, "Well, the tracker's in there."
Fuck shit up.
One moment, and he'll find sort of like a public parking area, sort of like we know where a park would be or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And you can always park on the side of the street here too.
yeah, but he doesn't want to overtly go, "My car right here." So he'll find a sort of public spot, maybe like a block or two away.
Okay, not a problem.
Basically, also to see like, is this going to move at any point?
All right. So how? Like I said, it seems to be. It was. Hey, if I can talk. So you felt it. You felt it go still, and the entire time you were driving over here, it hasn't moved.
Okay.
How long do you sit in the parking place waiting?
Oh, he's not.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna park. He'll get out, get everybody else out, and then during the walk there for this block or two, he's gonna keep that mental track on it to see if it moves as they walk.
Okay. No,
So
it
is
does
the
not.
plan just fuck him up, or do we have anything more precise?
Subdue?
Like,
As
do
soon
we
as
want to bring him back alive, or
Well, this is a for sale, so it is trespassing. So if
I really
if we
think that might be the least of our worries tonight.
no, but if we subdue him, I can call my contact with the sheriff, and we can get some of our fellow kindred to take him into the prince for us.
And if you recall, the prince
can
wants
always-
him.
We could
Alive.
always call him before we go in there and have more than just us 5.
We could.
I mean, he thinks he's safe. He's bedding down for the night.
It's possible. Well, he was a little bit startled that he noticed someone in there following him. I heard him over the sound of his engine. But one moment.
He could just be a paranoid bastard.
Also true. He will call Luke. Pull it up.
Hey, Doc.
Greetings, friend. Might have a potential lead for your investigators.
Oh, excellent.
I heard you are taking hotline tips.
Yeah. I take it you already know about the. Oh yeah, you called in the lady being killed. He's like
yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't really have any updates other than her wallet and keys were missing out of her purse, and we haven't been able to find her car.
well, that is why I'm calling.
What does she drive?
Oh, actually, first, what does she drive?
Oh, it's one of them little dinky somethings. Ford Fiesta.
Blue?
Yes. Have you
Well-
found this fella for us?
We have. He has been marked, tagged, and tracked to his place of rest.
You have an address for me?
Yes, I do. And he will hand off the address.
Okay, well, that's still in your domain.
It is. We are within a block. He has been tracked. We are here. If you want to send any fellows.
Now, let's see.
Furthermore, he did admit to a member of my group that he is from Decatur.
Now, that's interesting.
I thought it might be something that you and your friends might want to know, as we could have a potential runaway criminal with a warrant from the city.
Now, if I recall right, Luke is a contact you had with a Ventru.
Yeah, he's Luke. One moment, because it is in the notes here. Kindred, I know.
That's right.
He is a clan Bruja. Is one of the sheriff's deputies.
That's right.
that
He's
owes
okay. Yeah.
Samuel a favor because he just about drained a city councilman's daughter, and Samuel covered it up.
Right. Basically, gave her a transfusion without any of the paperwork. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I was getting him mixed up with like the Ventru you knew.
Yeah, he's a Bruja.
Okay. But that's right. He's not the sheriff, but he's one of the deputies. Okay.
Right.
He goes, well, let me send this out.
He'll also mention, is like, Now, we've been very quiet thus far, so aside from a mild scare, I do not believe that he knows he's been tracked.
Good, good. Several of the other deputies are patrolling kind of just outside your domain.
I
think
give them
this-
permission to enter and do what they need.
Well, okay. Sheriffs and deputies don't need permission to come in.
Yeah,
in
at
those
this point, it's probably a private joke.
But
Is that he just says for the fun of it.
I think the Scourge is also already patrolling your domain.
Interesting.
What's his name? Travis, I believe, is the Scourge's name. Yes.
That is something for me to mark down. Travis
Denton.
the Scourge. Travis Denton.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was. He's killed him a lot of thin bloods.
Is he a Brewhog, Nosferatu?
Ravenous.
Clan Ravnos.
That's Ravnos. Oh, okay.
As far as you know, the only Ravnos in the city, which is not unusual, as there are very, very few Ravnos left.
Yeah.
The Week of Madness all but destroyed that clan.
Mm. And Sam was like, "Will you? As you understand, some of my friends are a little bit eager to meet with him again."
The Scourge? Or no, the Killer.
No.
Okay, I got you.
Yes.
Well, if you want to subdue him, that's fine. It's your domain. You have every right to. Just know backup's on its way. Or if you want to wait until we get there and we can take over, that's fine too.
Well, my suggestion
This guy's ass.
is we wait till you arrive and we take him by surprise with force of numbers.
Works for me.
All right, we will wait for you then.
All right. So within 20 or 30 minutes, I assume you set up a spot,
Yeah.
like the corner of the block or something to actually meet up. Luke shows up with two other deputies. Prior to that, or kind of as they're pulling up, y'all are kind of standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Jolene, you hear a voice behind you. Well, hello there. I haven't seen you for a while.
Pardon?
Oh, it's a voice you recognize.
Oh.
You've occasionally had daymares about this voice.
Oh, fuck. The tattooist.
No, this is a male's voice.
Scourge.
The Scourge.
Okay.
The one who hunted and killed thin bloods in the city.
Or anybody else the prince wanted to sick him on.
I also want to say as a note, as soon as Blackjack got out of the car, he activated prowess. It's like the
Trying
second
to
he
be
got out.
swole.
Now, unlike the sheriff who makes no secret of the fact that he thinks you people should still be hunted down. As you're a sign of Gehenna, and he's fairly certain Huntsville had made it through the Week of Madness and the Second Inquisition as well as it did because they were hunting you people down. The Scourge doesn't seem to care. It's like he finds it mildly amusing that you're the first one that got to live.
Just kind of gives him that sweet smile and just a little bit of a head nod.
And he's standing there in a nice pair of jeans. He's got a long coat on, but isn't wearing a shirt under it.
Oh my.
He's got hair that comes down, a little past his shoulders. A big smile that seems friendly at first, but for some reason becomes creepy just a little bit later.
Little head nod. Lovely weather we're having this evening, ain't it?
It's brisk.
Maybe you should put a shirt on.
Well, I haven't really been letting the kinds... Well, perhaps you're right. And then a shirt just shimmers into existence.
That's
Just has like the little grin kind of pasted on her face, just on there.
Would Samuel know the Scourge by name? Or just as the Scourge?
Oh, no. Everybody knows Travis didn't.
Okay.
I mean, except for probably my fat too.
Alexander might not.
Yeah.
Then again, at this point, Alexander is essentially being antisocial as shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
he's about to meet a whole bunch of the kindred in the city.
One disadvantage of life, like for Thin Bloods, you can just hear like Jolene's heart going like double time. Like, I need to get out of here. Trap rabbit noise.
Mm-hmm. I'm in danger.
This sounds just like dinner.
So the deputies show up. Luke walks straight up to the doc, shakes his hand.
Luke?
Doc, it's good work.
During this 20 minutes, it hasn't moved at all?
No.
Okay. He'll sort of nod over to where the for sale sign is, and like the Bloodstone tracker is attached to the vehicle within that garage, within the house on the for sale sign.
Yeah, so he's using a unoccupied house.
Is it the lady's house?
No. She doesn't live in Jones Valley proper.
Yes.
I mean, not too far away, but
Yeah, but Samuel smiles a little bit of a shark-like smile. It's like, well, I figured an unknown party trespassing in a house might be something to warrant the deputy's attention.
it's not the safest haven to use, but if he's moving around a lot.
Well, if
Do you want to go in with us, or?
I would like to.
Absolutely want to go in there with y'all.
He'll sort of gesture over to Blackjack and Maeve. It's like, I know my two friends here would love to be reacquainted.
Just has a permanent fist balled up.
Lucas kind of gives
I need
you.
to pay him back for something.
Lucas kind of gives you that oh yeah, you're one of us, not yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll also pause and he'll pat Jolene on the shoulders. And thanks to my friend's fine work here, we also have a potential lead of where he came from. Could be an anarch.
Yeah, you mentioned Decatur. Luke doesn't seem particularly
Interested?
no, I'm blanking on the word. Aggravated by Jolene's presence.
Yeah.
The other two deputies are mean mugging her a little bit. Not super obvious, but yeah.
She's probably picked up on it.
Yeah, you're used to it out of the sheriff's people.
If Blackjack were to see that, he would just like interpose himself, like not aggressively, but just like
Just sort of step in.
yeah.
And y'all just want me to go wait in the car. I mean,
Travis kind of grabs you by the shoulders. No. You were involved in getting us this far. You should come the whole way through. Here,
Instantly
and
freezing.
he reaches under his coat and pulls out a steak. Here, take this. It's dangerous to go alone.
God.
Charmin. Awkwardly holding steak, like,
I have to stay in character, but I immediately, the player wanted to go, well, thanks, old man. That is really very nice.
Have you ever staked a kindred?
I've only been kindred for about 4 years. So,
Oh yes, I
not an
know.
experience that I've had yet. I'm very well aware.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
Uh,
all kinds of things about me.
Now, given your
Talk
nature, I don't know
about
if you'll be able to generate the strength to do it, but you really need to give it your all, and it helps if you go up under the ribs as opposed to trying to go through them.
Are we
Is the
gonna
way
keep
to a
talking about
man's
it? Or
heart.
don't be about it.
Yes, the way to a man's heart is under his ribs. And all this is kind of while y'all as a group are moving down the
Why
sidewalk.
can't I imagine there's this weird bonding moment happening with them right now?
And we're
That's the creepiest bonding.
nocturnal Julian's just like screaming into the void.
Yeah. Does it scream back?
It's just echoing back and forth.
Okay.
She's just yelling at the void, and the void's like, same!
It's too bad there's no Malkavian who could read the mind.
Jesus.
Alright, so as you approach the house,
Mm-hmm.
one of the sheriff's deputies does a quick little scout around. He goes there's a little back patio, sliding glass door. There's a side door that enters the garage. They put one of the deputies there in case he runs out the garage or something.
Mm-hmm.
The Scourge says, I'll go in the front door, and produces this little pouch that he starts pulling lockpicks out of. It won't take me but a moment.
I'm following up with you if it's all right with you, Scourge.
Absolutely. Brewhaws are always great to have in a fight. Blackjack, right?
Yeah. Your name is?
Travis Denton.
Thank you. I don't. No offense. I don't like to do the schmoozing in the group. I like to use,
One should always lead with their strengths.
Absolutely, I agree. And he starts walking towards the front door.
Luke is like, gestures to the other deputy. Me and him will take the back. We'll just break the lock on the sliding door when we get to, just give us a signal.
See, before we go in, Samuel will rouse his blood to blood surge. Okay, cool. So, going to rouse. Too many screens. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Alright, so which door is Samuel going in?
Samuel will also go in the front door.
Okay. Where
Also
is
for
May?
that-
Oh, carry on.
I will say for that blood surge, because of his blood potency, he gets an extra dice to his blood surge. So he gets 3 points he can apply.
Okay.
2 are going to go to his charisma, and 1 to his composure. For right now.
Okay. And let's see, success on the rouse check, so you don't get any hungrier. All right, where is Maeve going? Which door?
She's gonna go through the back door. Since everybody's trying to go through the front, she's gonna make sure she's in the battle by going through the back.
I'm a Drexler man. I can't help it.
All right, so we got a deputy at the side.
I'll say Samuel is going with his tank and the Scourge, because he physically is not a super combative fighter.
But there's so many people going through the front door.
Well, yes, but he also blood surged, which means his charisma stat is maxed at 5 right now. Which means that if it comes necessary, he has a pretty decent pool to use Dominate with.
All right, so Luke, one of the
Right
deputies, and Maeve are going in the back. Travis, Blackjack, and Samuel are going in the front. The other deputy is guarding that side entrance to the garage in case he should try to flee that way. Where is Jolene going?
Back to the car. No,
Back to the car.
She'll, considering like 2 extremely beefy people are going through the front, one of them she is terrified, so she's like, yeah, this will be fine. She's gonna like be far back front.
All right.
Not gonna stand at the side.
So
with
if
it.
this was a D&D marching order, Jolene's in the back.
Jolene is in the back.
Yeah.
She's in ranged. She's a ranged melee.
No. In a surprisingly short amount of time, Travis has got the
Alexander.
deadbolt picked, and the
we-
lock on the actual doorknob.
Do you have where Alexander's gonna be?
Oh, I almost forgot about him.
Nuclear syndrome.
No.
Well, he doesn't
He's
have
just
he doesn't have his
mad
own.
stealthy.
Yeah, he doesn't have his own
No,
On
no, it's
Windows,
perfectly okay. It's
All right,
okay.
so
I'll
where
be-
is
I'll be
Alexander going?
fine.
And does Alexander have any potence? Or no, he actually took Protean, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got the
Yeah.
eyes of the beast.
Yeah, so I mean, I can see just about anything I freaking want to. That's actually a very good question.
Okay, so all right, so you don't appear to have any potence, so your strength is not enhanced beyond.
Oh yeah, no, my strength is crap.
Okay.
My dexterity, however, my dexterity is where I shine.
Yes. You are agile.
Yes, because knowing how to get the hell away from stuff, especially you.
It's how you've gotten along as long as you have.
Yeah.
It's how you survive the lupines moving in harvest or not harvest.
Huh, that was it, Harvest.
No. All right. If
Or
it was, because harvest is over in Madison. Crap. What was I thinking of? Up north of Huntsville. Well, I'm blanking on it now. I got a buddy that lives there, and I'm blanking on it. Anyway. Hazel Green? Maybe it's Hazel Green I'm thinking of. I'll check before next session. Anywho. So Travis pops the lock, opens the door soundlessly, walks in. You're in a living room. You can see the sliding door at the back. It's like you got a living room, kind of kitchen, dining room area, the slide glass door. When he comes through, the Brewha out back see it, and they just kind of grab the sliding door and just you hear kind of a pink as they break the lock and slide the door open.
I'm gonna very confidently walk in. And just look around, see if I can find him.
Okay.
I'm not trying to put a damper on it, but it is 9:30.
Okay, we'll wrap this up fairly quickly, I think. Considering the sheer number of you that there are.
Yeah.
Yep.
I might even. Do I want to be overt about this? Yeah.
Are you-
It feels pretty confident.
Alright.
We've got a guy named the Scrooge
Yeah.
with us. So
Samuel will walk in too.
Blackjack walks in and says, "I mean, the harder you make this for me, the more you're gonna hurt."
Do you say that really loudly or just normal speaking
I
voice?
say that very loudly.
You hear, or everybody give me awareness rolls. Wits awareness.
Okay.
I'm not going to worry about
So
rolling
am
for
I.
all the NPCs because that'll take too long.
I still get my plus
Ooh.
3 because heightened senses is still active.
3 successes.
Oh, that's very good, Blackjack.
Hell yeah.
So
4
that is-
successes, and I got
5. Jesus.
110.
I got
so
2.
just hit the awareness one.
Oh,
Yes,
whatever.
So you hit
wits
awareness?
and awareness.
And then it'll be wits. So click that. Now click that down to wits.
I'll
And
say
modifiers.
You don't
I'll
have
say
any,
that.
so.
You have no modifiers,
What?
baby, so you're good.
Does.
that ain't bad.
Yeah,
I'll say
take it.
with Blackjack yelling next to him, he will go, and he'll turn off his heightened senses.
Due to the yelling, you don't hear anything other than Blackjack
Yeah.
screaming in your ear.
He just
The rest of you hear the garage door start going up.
Jolene, who isn't inside, is like looking over at the garage, like, shit.
Oh, were you
I'll
still
show
standing
the-
on the porch?
Yeah, Jolene hasn't gone inside yet. She's like, bang.
I'll show to check a car, fight me.
Now, it's not an automatic garage door. It's being opened by
He's
hand.
taking a minute to get it up.
Jolene will run over. If it's not automatic and he's not outside yet, she's gonna like run over and try and pull the garage door back.
You hear the hell on the other side. Give me.
Garage door.
Let's see. Let me bring up
Maeve's gonna try to run around to get to the garage or a door or whatever she could find.
Give me a strength. Give me a strength athletics, Jolene.
This is gonna go horrible.
Watch her critically succeed.
Right.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be great. All I need her to.
Oh,
Ooh.
bestial, a bestial success.
Which
I'm
makes
really
sense
hungry
narratively.
and I'm really angry.
It makes sense
AKA
narratively
she
too.
hangry.
I mean, I did say a crit, just a bestial crit.
Now
Weird
it's,
if it's only
it
one.
is not a crit unless there are 2 10s.
Yeah.
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 She only rolled
There's
1
just-
10, so that just counts as 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
It
Hi.
didn't roll. It did the same thing where it did like 0.
How
I
many
don't
do
have
you have
anything
here?
in athletics, but I have 2 in strength.
Yeah, it rolled a 2.
Yeah, and you have 2 hunger dice, so they both rolled as hunger dice.
Yep.
No, it didn't roll any in my athletics. Oh, it rolled it both as hunger dice. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Never mind.
It's separated by regular dice and hunger dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he also rolled a 2, despite
There's
having a massive dice pool compared to Jolene.
Like that panicked
She got a hopped on it and put her weight on it as it was coming up, and dragging it. So you hear, what
it's
the
like the
hell?
most
And the door
bizarre
slams back down. You hear that side door bust open as clearly the other sheriff's deputy has busted through the door. About this time, Maeve, Blackjack, you're running through the, you run over that, what is clearly the door that leads to the garage.
First sight of him, crack him in the mouth.
Samuel's following behind at a more sedate pace.
Uh,
Yeah, he's just leisurely walking behind.
It's more of a lariat than it is a punch. Yeah.
Well, when you run, it's like a single car garage. It's pretty narrow. You run in, there's already a car sitting there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He's trying to get the door up. As you run in, the other Brujah sheriff is coming in. He stops struggling with the door at this point and just kind of spins around.
Sees me and then
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! And you see him kind of do this, and claws pop out of his fingers.
I'm still making my way that way. I ain't intimidated by no goddamn claws. And I'm tanky as shit, so.
Alright, who's got the higher... Is it dex or wits that we do initiative by?
I have 2 in either.
Alright, and what does Maeve have? Because she was right
And
behind
what?
you. In your wits or your
And-
dex?
I have 4 in dex and 3 in wit.
Oh yeah, you're
Okay.
way before me.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so you get a chance, Maeve, you get a chance to go before either the Brujah in the room do.
Remember me?
And,
Right?
and Samuel, you're basically right at the door with a scourge right behind you.
Yeah, I mean he has a dex of 3, so he can move as he needs to.
So Maeve,
Yeah,
you
she's
get to
gonna
go
be
first.
like, remember me, and she's gonna kick him.
Oh, that's right. She
Right
doesn't
in the
have
jaw.
claws.
Yeah, I don't know how. I guess it depends on what I took to get claws.
Protean is the power that
Yeah.
the claws are in.
That's actually what I'm saving my points for
Okay.
next time. So she's like, you remember me? And she's gonna kick him, right square in the chest.
Just
So what do I
Spartan,
need to make
Spartan
for that?
kicking.
Just
Basically.
drop kick.
Goes through the garage door.
That's what I was thinking too.
If she had potence, possibly.
Probably, yeah.
If one of the
I did-
Brujah tried this, that might actually
Me
happen.
right now when I get to this guy.
Yeah.
All right, so give me your
Jolene on the other side of the garage door.
dexterity brawl versus his dexterity brawl.
And can I rouse for that real quick?
Yeah, you can absolutely burn blood to jack up a stat if you wanted to.
Yeah, gonna rouse.
That's yeah, because you're a neonate.
Yeah.
When you rouse, you can add 1 point to any stat.
So I can add an extra to brawl, or is it just traits alone?
Traits.
Yeah, it's the trait. So,
Yeah,
Sure.
dexterity.
so you could add it to dexterity if you wanted to hit better.
Yeah.
Me looking at the blood levels.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's probably this way to do it because you do damage based on how much better you do than he does.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, that is a crit.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's just
keep in
1
mind
10.
it's a contested roll.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's 2 10s. Oh,
That
shit.
is a critical.
that is a critical. Yeah, he's
All right, so he got 2 successes.
that's
my 4
versus
Versus-
her 4 with a
5.
critical success.
So that's 2 and oh, crap. What does the critical do for damage?
Jeez. That's nuts.
She
I've
ain't playing
got
this time.
I got
No.
a pain train right behind you.
I just have that song of "Here comes the pain train, here comes the pain train." The whistle blows. Sorry.
Oh no. I remember what the
Okay.
the crit does. That's right. If you roll 2 10s, which you did, that counts as 4 successes.
Whew, baby.
So instead of being 4, so that's actually 6 successes you got.
Mhm.
So 6 successes minus his 2. So that is 4 damage you do to him. Now you're just punching him, so it is
Kicking him in the chest.
superficial damage. So
Yeah.
he only actually takes 2 from that.
But still,
Which for an unarmed punch is still pretty good.
an arm punch against a vampire. That's damn good.
Where's the damage? Oh, there it is. You hear the breath oof out of him. Now that doesn't distress a vampire like it distresses a mortal, but it's just a sign of how hard you've kicked him. Let's see. His dex is a 4. His wits is a 3. But his action was basically attacking you. All right, Blackjack.
I'm still coming in.
Pain train.
So she kicks him. He slams up against the garage door.
So instead of like doing a full-on Larry, he's probably just gonna just impose his entire body onto this person.
Just basically just leap on him and start.
Yes.
All right,
Just a really hard tackle and then just punches.
brawl athletics versus
Brawl athletics.
his brawl athletics. Or not? No, excuse me. Strength or
brawl?
dexterity, either one you want to use.
Sure. And then I have prowess up, so that gives me my potence dice.
Okay.
Ow.
And
boy.
then add 2 to that.
Gonna be a lot of dice.
Oh my god! I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna re-roll 3.
Ooh, he got a critical success.
Yeah.
He got a.
So that-
He didn't get a.
No, did he get a bestial critical?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
So that's 4.
Woo! Oh, I got a crit on that.
Crit versus crit.
All
Yeah,
right,
2 crits
so
on that one right there.
So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the previous roll. So it's 7 to 4. So despite getting a bestial crit, it doesn't really do him any good.
This is for my cows. He didn't touch your cows. This is for my cows.
It's like the whole coterie is so pissed at this guy. They were saving everything.
Now, do you have there is something in potence that lets your punches do aggravated damage. Do you have that?
I do. I have lethal body.
All right. So he takes.
Ow.
So he takes
It's regular-
3
it's regular
aggravated.
damage for him.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff's gonna be like, stop it. He's already dead. Stop.
So
No,
it's,
he's still up.
so the way I understand it is it's aggravated to mortals, but it would be because of that's how it works to mortals. It would be regular damage to kindred. Theoretically, I just wiped his whole the rest of his health bar, and he's taking aggravated now. If that's how I'm understanding it correctly.
You bypass his superficial damage track.
Oh, okay. Well,
Instead of stacking damage to a superficial damage track, you bypass it completely and hit his health bar.
Oh shit! Well then.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
doing that then.
basically you're doing aggravated to him.
And then just like.
Why does it seem like I'm getting shorter and shorter in this chat?
Your camera's probably moving.
I know,
Or
I'm trying
or
to-
she's getting shorter and shorter.
I mean, I am 5 foot.
Or it's your chair.
Or it's the chair.
I think it's
or the
probably the
cat.
camera.
Is the cat sitting on her?
No, the
No.
cat is slowly sleeping right like in front of my screen.
Yeah, I think
No,
I'm
I'm
watching. I think I'm watching the camera
no,
slowly.
I'm
No, I
literally
see the
watching your camera
camera
go up.
slowly tilting up.
Okay.
Well, remember, we're using, what, the double-sided putty?
Yeah.
Remember, the weight can factor.
Give you. Okay, it's fine.
Alright.
Some shit.
I'll do it later.
So yeah, I'm ruining this guy's day.
Baby,
Yeah.
she wanted you.
I know
And
she
he
does.
is just losing it. I mean, he is snarling and just for all the good it's doing
I-
because you got
I
in
also
on him.
have
He
the-
can't get his claws on you good.
Sir,
I also
sir,
ha-
you're
I was
breaking
just-
the masquerade, sir.
I also have the fortitude thing where like, I can subtract fortitude rating from all superficial damage.
Well,
Just
his
in case he
claws
tries to hit
would.
me.
Oh, yeah, actually, they come to think of it, gangrel claws or protean claws rather do
They
Did
do.
he degrade it?
they do
they do
superficial
pulls. Yeah.
in this version, but
do more.
kindred don't half it like they half most superficial.
Yeah.
Which,
That's still very useful power.
but as he's flailing around, one of the claws he kind of comes back and hits the garage door. And Jolene, out where you're holding the garage door, you see 4 claws pierce through and run a couple inches up before they pull back out.
Not even trying to hide the terrified,
Trying
So
to.
there's-
undignified scream.
I'm trying to pin this guy down as much as I
'Cause
can.
You,
but
you hear all
I'm
this
a chunky
commotion
boy.
going on. You hear something. Obviously a body hits the garage door. You hear all this
Oh, there's a
thumping
dent
and
at
there's
this point.
cursing, and then that claw pops through the door.
Just for shits and giggles, she's gonna try and stab through the door, the garage door,
With
with
the
the
stake,
stake she got given. Why not?
give me a brawl, dexterity or
That'd
strength.
be
Melee.
that'd
It
be
would
melee actually.
Melee.
Oh yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
would be. I'm sorry, melee.
Doesn't
Well, I'm
matter.
not
She doesn't
using
have points in either one.
Okay.
You're
Okay,
probably going
fine.
to need. He's not really going to be rolling to dodge this one, but you can't see him.
I don't think a one's going to do it.
No. Though everybody on the other side sees the stake come through the door, but it's down like it's coming in kind of at his side, doesn't actually hit him.
I'm impressed that you were able to get that through there, but you missed.
Adrenaline's a hell of a drug. Though I'm not sure being dead that she would have adrenaline per se, but
Yeah, my entire weight is on this person.
All right, and then the other Bruja deputy runs up. And he basically just runs up, punch to the face. Let's see, that does 2 subdual to him. Alright, so he's currently got 2 superficial damage on him and like 4 aggravated. So to wrap this up right quick, between the damage and wrestling to the ground,
Let's say Samuel would also try to dominate him to make him just stop.
Okay, give me a roll for that.
Considering that's what he did raise his blood for.
Okay.
As the young kind said, sit your bitch ass down.
Now he'll be able to resist this because he is on guard that he's against going up against other vampires.
Well, he's kindred. He automatically gets to resist.
Okay, and he resists with his willpower, or
It is intelligence plus resolve.
okay. Second attribute is resolve.
So modifier 1 for my power.
All right, so he has a total of 2 successes.
Yeah, you beat that.
How's 5 do you?
5 does him very well. What is your command?
Lay down and stop moving.
And he just suddenly relaxes under everybody.
I punch him again for good measure.
Jolene still is trying to stabs the thing through the door one more time.
The Scourge walks up. Oh, that is very good work, Doctor. Everyone else, too. And he just leans down and almost casually pokes a stake through the guy's chest. That will stop him from causing any issues until we get him to the prince.
Of course.
Ooh, we probably need to get somebody out here to replace that garage door, too.
Yes.
Get the old boys going.
It did look like he went into a little bit of a bestial frenzy there.
And as you're standing there kind of semi-panicked, but everything seems to be getting quiet, you're kind of looking at the holes you made, and suddenly you see an eye just looking through one of the stake holes at you. From inside, Travis stepped up to it and peeked out.
She does not reaction try and stab through, thankfully.
That would have kind of been funny.
That would not go well. What happened? I accidentally staked the Scourge.
I know, he might be amused.
So Luke walks in, immediately dispatches one of the deputies to go get the car, or go get the SUV. They pull up, a quick check around. As noisy as this was, inside the garage, apparently it wasn't enough to really get any neighbors' attention.
Yeah, Samuel stepped. Oh, by the way, Alexander.
Yes.
Your tracker, if you please.
He happily sits in your hand.
He'll take it, and he will walk over to the still frozen guy, and he will tuck it in to a pocket, and then sort of fold it around to where it's hard to get to or remove.
Okay.
Basically, he'll punch a hole in the jacket and put it inside the jacket.
Okay, gotcha. Because he is wearing the coat that he bought.
Yeah. And Samuel will just turn to the other and say, just in case.
So the sheriff and his deputies quickly load...
He'll also remove the tracker from the car and put it in his pocket.
quickly load him up into the SUV. They take off. Luke calls it in, calls the sheriff, lets him know, hey, we've got him, we're bringing him to the holding cell. You have no idea where that might be, but... yes, sir. Yes, the Jones Valley Coterie was very helpful. Oh, yes, I'll tell him, sir. Oh, thank you, sir. He gets off his phone. The sheriff wanted me to compliment you on a job well done. The prince will undoubtedly be holding court tomorrow night. You'll all need to be there.
Understood.
There'll be some pats on the back, and we'll probably put this ruffian on some kind of trial or some sort of interrogation.
I am mildly concerned that the Anarchs might potentially be making a push to the city.
If he's actually from Decatur, that's a possibility. I'm sure the prince will begin questioning him tonight.
Of course.
But he'll undoubtedly reveal what he discovers or what he thinks we need to know of what he discovered tomorrow night.
As is his right.
I'm not sure which Elysium we'll be having this at, but I'm sure... Well, given where you live, I have no doubt they'll get a message to you without any trouble.
Of course.
And you can spread it to your coterie.
Please not the rich side. Please not the rich side. Please not the rich side.
So everyone quickly disperses. As y'all walk back down to the vehicles, Luke gets on the phone again, makes a couple of calls. Basically, he's got a crew coming out that they will fix the lock on the back, the door, the one deputy kicked in, and the garage door, by morning, any visual sign
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. The locks on the side, they won't do anything about. Because people will just think somebody broke in. No big deal. The garage door, they're going to replace the panels at least that, had holes poked into them, and especially the claw mark.
I imagine there's like this enormous dent with the claw going up.
Yeah, the claw mark is freakishly weird. The holes poked in it, somebody with a tool could have done
maybe.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they'll probably go ahead and just replace the whole door or whatever. As well as remove that car and go drop it off somewhere else for the police to find. So they'll just think that woman's killer, stole her car and left it somewhere.
Yeah. Let's say as they get in the car, Samuel will sort of pause, look at everyone. We'll say, first off, Alexander,
Yes.
consider yourself invited. Well done.
Thank you.
Secondly, to everyone, you have proven the faith I put in you when I formed this coterie. I am proud of all of you, and you have done well.
Aw, thanks, Doc.
Now, would you all like to... I will drive you back to my home and for you to retrieve your things, or would you prefer to, as a show of good faith for a job well done, would you like to rest at my haven for the night?
Some weird ass kind of vampire slumber party we're having. Ain't no one gone over that part of.
It's not usually part of the thing in vampire culture.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
It's not usually a thing. However, as a show of good faith, even though I dislike the area you're residing in, I'll take you up on that offer, Doc.
That one couch is really comfy, so I made sure.
All the neighbors will get up. Why is that beat up old truck in front of the doctor's house? He must be having some work done.
He has that put into his garage, so it's not visible.
No.
It's like this 6'4" asshole that comes out of the door. Oh yeah, he's definitely getting work done.
Oh yeah, that's it. That country boy out there is getting the yard work done. I can tell right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we will wrap up here. So we'll start up next week with a brand new night. Hope all y'all had fun. I certainly did. Hope everybody watching enjoyed it. Feel free to show up next week. We got started a little late. Then we had that technical hiccup. We ran a little long. So anybody that stuck with us through all that, thank you.
Please take your gold stars.
As we technically had a 3.5-hour show.
Kind
I
of.
technically went over limit somehow.
But,
Overachievers.
Yeah.
But anyway, join us tomorrow at 6. We'll be playing Monster of the Week. A game me and Decker are both in. Being run by V.
Blackjack.
Do what now?
I said I play the complete opposite of blackjack.
Yes, you do. And then I think Thursday is Descend into Avernus,
Yes, it is.
which
We finally
I forget
might
which
be
all
going
of
to hell.
y'all. I know Sarah and Decca are in that one. Is anybody else in that one?
I'm not in
Sarah's
that
not.
one.
It's just me.
That's right.
Justin.
You're on the escorts, which are. And the escorts, of course, is our Monday show, kind of the flagship show, I suppose.
In theory, we should actually be going to hell this Thursday.
You still haven't got to hell
somebody
yet?
get
That's what does.
Well, we didn't
Did
play
somebody
last
give you
session.
directions?
Oh, okay, that's right.
Did someone say you can go to hell and then kindly give you directions?
Well, we're going to Elchuel, so you know.
So yes.
So anyway, tomorrow
Yeah.
Descend into Avernus. Monday will be the escorts, also D&D, and then we will be back next Tuesday night, hopefully with no hiccups and on time.
I mean,
Looking all fancy.
Again, to be fair, if you are needing directions to hell, I'm the bus driver. I'll happily get you there with no fee.
Just hop into this basket. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to mention?
Don't think so.
No, I think we got. I think we got covered. I mean, Direbird's got a Patreon if you want to support what we do. I don't know if I need to mention the D&D Beyond people or not.
It's completely up to you.
I'm not really up on
You
all
can.
I know
We
D
don't
and D
really
Beyond.
They use it on
here.
they use it
Yeah.
they use it on Monday and they use it on Thursday.
Well, they use it for the
Yeah.
D&D games, is what it's for. But
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they are
We
supporters
do-
of Dire Bear, so I kind of want to give them a shout out. But I don't know. I've never used it, so I know I like being able to look at the character sheets of the characters while it's streaming. That's fun.
Also,
Yeah.
a fun thing they just released is a dice roller too. As long as
Oh,
you're a
it's actually out now?
subscriber, yeah, as long as you're a
Oh, it's-
subscriber, which is very much worth the price, you can actually it converts part of your character sheet where it will roll digital dice on your screen and then calculate it for you and show you the result.
Oh, very nice.
It's really nice. Yeah, I've been playing around with it. I love it a lot.
I need to play around with that since I'm a subscriber.
Oh well, we've drugged this off long enough, so we're for sure going to throw up the credits and just wrap this bad boy up.
Alrighty.
Good night, y'all.